here we are with Humblewood. We didn't start the fire, season 2 Interlude. We're in August 2020, and
And I'm Tyler. I'm the Game Master. And to my left, we have X playing Y.
Peter as Pipsqueak Smallpaws, the Jerobean cleric.
Ian as Spiky the Rogue.
Mark as Bucky, son of Venny, the Barbarian.
Okay, guys. And do we want to recap what happened last season?
Well, we probably should, because some people weren't present for that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think it's kind of all on you, Peter.
Woo! So, we had some adventure in Alderheart where there were a lot of refugees and we had to take care of them. So, we went out to a town of, what was that thing called?
Swamp crap ass place.
Something around.
Hey,
there.
Ma!
It was Tin Town.
Yeah, we went to
That's
Tin
it.
Town. Because we need to go and hand out some slimes for their
And buy
healing.
drugs.
Yeah, and then the town got attacked by some fire bats and meteorites, and it all burned down, so we had more refugees to bring to Alderheart. And we did.
But you did also save some members of the Perch Guard from a slow, agonizing death in the slime pits.
Oh, yeah, small details, more, possum safety. Yay.
It's not a small detail to them, and it may come up later.
Uh-huh. So yeah, and then on the way back, we got attacked by river pirates, and we think we killed them all, but apparently we didn't, from what we've learned. Or I don't think we've actually learned that, but we know.
That was a fight with brutal consequences, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, one of our friends, Tintuf, died. Poor Tintuf. So yeah, then we got back to Alderheart, and it was time for some politics about refugees and where people are being sent. And yeah, we had multiple episodes about trying to sway various voters, trying to bring them to our side so we wouldn't be sent into the middle of nowhere to become bandits ourselves. Because, that's what happens when you send out refugees.
I mean, if you got no other options.
I mean,
it's a terrible statement.
But yeah, we had lots of fun back and forth going there. We implicated some people in some trafficking of magical animals, and we made some deals with Kren, the evil fox, and what have you.
That's not a we statement. That's a you statement.
Yeah. Bucky was busy doing other stuff.
You made deals with an evil fox?
It's okay. She's not evil, but she is unscrupulous.
I mean, she's literally, evil alignment. But
we're not playing D&D.
If there was an evil, American in there, it would be Kren. But whatever. And I do remember that other people also owe Kren for some help, but regardless. So yeah, we made some deals that some of us might regret later. And yeah, then eventually we had a showdown with our political nemesis, Geralt the Grand. Or what was whose name?
It was Gallant.
Gallant the Grand.
Gallant the Grand.
Yeah. So many G's. And we debated him till he croaked on the stage.
Yeah, he had an aneurysm.
What?
Yes.
That's the correct way to debate.
Yes. I was like, oh no, let's have a debate to convince him or something. But then no, we're going to kill him. We're going to kill him dead. So we were, doing that. And then we had a flawless victory. And he dropped.
Well, look, it's just simple logic. You can't actually exist. It's impossible.
No, what they did is before that they had spent a lot of time kind of like undoing all of his plans and thwarting all of his aspirations, and then they confronted him with the fact that everything that he had done was for naught, and he was completely useless, and they were destroying him, and they were going to unseat him in the election, and it got him so worked up that a vessel in his brain popped, and he just dropped dead.
Wow.
If this was Exalted, this would be cup boils over. But
yeah.
There'd be a charm for this.
Yes.
So the end result of that whole negotiation and political maneuvering was that you guys would have say in what was going to happen to the refugees, and you'd be able to direct it. But the The but that was hanging on the end of that statement is that the council now expects you to take full charge of that. So you guys are tasked with handling the refugee crisis, and it is now your problem.
Yay.
So that's what Pipsqueak was up to, along with Luna and Redbeak. But in the meantime, we have two other people who are here who were involved in some different stuff. Bucky, who is not really one for politics, decided that he would head out and he would directly try and solve some of the problems that have been going on with the refugee crisis, and alleviating their concerns, and just sort of like doing good, strong, adventuring work for them and helping the community in a very real, tangible way. And as a result, he's been built up to be a bit of a hero of the people. He's someone that people turn to. Similarly, there's another refugee, Spiky, who comes from the Talongrip Coast. And he's known as someone who gets things done. Like amongst all of the refugees, people kind of, there's word passed around that if you need something done, especially if it's something that you need done on the sly, Spiky is your go-to guy. So both Spiky and Bucky have emerged as people who the refugee camp can go to rely on, and to count on.
Do you know, I have a story about that. There wasn't enough grain for the refugees, and I couldn't buy any anywhere. But did you know that Spiky managed to find a whole cart of grain lying around that belonged to no one?
Yeah, it was just on the side of the road there.
It's a good thing I'm strong enough to carry that to the refugees myself.
Yeah.
That was so lucky.
Okay, and I'm just going to post two names in the chat really quickly before I introduce them.
So, should the new people describe themselves?
Yeah, sure. Why don't they do that? Well, no. Let's have them do that when they enter the scene.
Okay.
So, in the meantime, while you guys have been politicking, and dealing with stuff in Alderheart, the refugee camp has not been inactive, and there are two people who have emerged as basically, I wouldn't say leaders of the refugees, because the refugees don't really have leaders. They're too disparate. They're too locked into different factions and different groups to really rally behind any leader. But these are the spokespeople. Like these are the people who amass the problems and then come forward and talk to the people in charge. The first is Claire Windlebrone, who is a servant representative of the Humble Folk. And the second is Stephen Swiftwings, who is a raptor representative of the Bird Folk. And those are the people who speak for the refugees when the refugees need speaking for. And they have come to find you, Pipsqueak, and they are bringing in tow Spiky and Bucky.
Okay.
So where are you now, Pipsqueak? What are you doing? What are you up to?
I guess I'll be preparing for the departure. I guess if that's what we're doing.
Yeah. So how are you doing that?
Probably in the roots of the Elder Heart. I don't know, gathering some food or looking for some more people that can help with this crisis.
Okay. So as you're moving through the roots of Alderheart, you see a tall, lithe servant with very small, stubby horns, and a thick, stocky raptor beelining towards you, with members of the Perch Guard, trailing behind them, shouting for them to stop.
Hi.
Are you Pipsqueak?
Yeah.
Look, we've been looking all over for you. First of all, you need to tell these guards to back off.
Could you back off, please?
I'm sorry, sir. These people breached the fence. They're here without papers. They don't have permission to be inside Alderheart. We need to escort them out.
I guess I can just come with you then.
Well, that seems like a resolution that would favor everyone.
Yeah, so just start heading out, I guess.
Okay. So you guys head outside to the camp. And they say, well, thank God we found you. We heard that you're in charge of the Exodus, is what people are calling it now.
Yeah, I've been appointed by the council to be in charge of that, along with a few other companions.
Well, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Claire. This is my companion, Stephen.
Nice to meet you all.
We act as representatives for the refugees. We broach concerns where concerns need to be broached. And right now, there are some people who I would like to make your acquaintance with, if you don't mind.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. And they take you to a small tent where there is Bucky and Spiky. And at this point, Spiky, if you want to introduce your character.
Sure. You look over, and there's just a hedgehog. He's got kind of not grimy clothes on, but he's definitely not clean. He's showing more like it's basically just shorts because he's got all his spikes out, and they seem to be almost painted, like darkened or almost multicolored, so he could blend in with like bushes or other areas. And he's got a big staff, like a quarter staff, in one hand. Yeah.
Okay. And I know we've already met you, Bucky, but do you want to just reintroduce yourself just for...
Oh, sure. Bucky is a longhorn Sevron, so he's absolutely goddamn ginormous with huge, ridiculous horns that basically take up like a foot each way. Despite that, he looks rather innocent. It's kind of obvious when you take a look at his face, but he's carrying a fairly impressive set of weapons and has a number of burn scars, which he attained recently. And when he sees Pipsqueak, he immediately, Smallpaws, he goes, "Mr. Smallpaws, it's such a pleasure to see you again." And you can tell he's kind of fighting to like walk over and like give you a hug, but he knows that there's a bit of a station issue, and so he just sort of ends up doing like a little like respectful bow to a priest who he's traveled with before.
Okay. So Claire looks back and forth between the two of you and goes, "Oh, you've met." And then Stephen butts in and goes, "Of course they've met. This is Bucky. He gets around. He knows everybody."
I guess I should introduce my character to just complete the set here.
Oh, sure, if you want to.
Yeah, so Pipsqueak is a really small gerbine, so he's like 2 feet tall. He's like 5 years old, so he's an adult now. After we passed the time in the between sessions and so on and so on. He's got like blonde hair, got a white cloak on him, like priestly robes with mark of the Ardea on his back, so that's the sun with 2 feathers on it, and so on and so on. And yeah, he carries just a small walking stick, and that's his shtick. Small guy. So, yeah, we've met with Bucky. He helped us go to Tin Town recently.
Oh, well, that certainly simplifies things. So we've come to find you because before we can embark on this grand exodus, there are problems within the community that need to be resolved. These are our 2 chief troubleshooters. I thought I would introduce them to you and offer you their services so that you might avail yourself of them and hopefully put these problems to rest before we embark on this grand adventure.
Certainly, we can do that. So, what seems to be the problem?
Okay, so Stephen elbows Claire out of the way and goes, "The servant uses too many words. Things are lost. People are mad at each other. Needs to be solved. The people who came from Ashborough, they brought with them this idol thing. It's sacred to Hanera, and somehow the damn fools lost it on the way, and they refuse to go any further without it. They say they can't establish their farming community anywhere without their idol of Hanera.
Yes, those things can be very important.
Yes.
So,
On top of that, some of the children from the community seem to have gone missing. We've no idea where they went or what they might be up to. I mean, personally, I think it's just a big, disorganized refugee camp. It's easy to lose track of a kid or two. They'll probably turn up in a day or so, but people are up in arms about it. And then we've got the goat.
what about the goat?
Okay, and Claire steps back in at this point. The goat is a delicate matter. There are two communities, both farming villages, one from the south, one from the southeast. They're both laying claim to the same goat. One community says that other communities stole it from them. The other community says they've always had it. It's such a simple issue, but they're entirely at each other's throats about it. I mean, we're almost talking like civil war.
Oh, that's not
Over a
great.
single goat?
Well, between you and me, you know how these communities get, right? I mean, you have people, they're on edge, they've lost their homes, they've lost their station in life, they've had to relocate, they've marched for days, and then some slight, real or imagined, happens against them, and the entire community rallies behind it as if it's the greatest thing that ever occurred.
Yes, I understand.
So I mean, it's not about a goat. Like we could just put together a fund and buy another goat and give it to them, but that wouldn't put this to rest.
I didn't understand it either.
Because it's about people being on edge.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess we can look into those problems and try to solve them as soon as possible so we can be on our way, I guess.
I mean, yeah, like the farming community won't resettle until they get their idol back, and we can't march down the road with two tribes about to tear each other's throats out, and no one's willing to pack up and leave without their children.
Yeah. I vote we look after the children first.
That seems to be the most pressing matter.
Yes.
I concur. We should. I was thinking they might have gotten into the city somehow.
Huh. Well, that'll
Possible.
be kind of hard to find them, but well, we wouldn't know until we start looking.
Does anyone know where they were last seen? Or how many children are missing even?
I can give you a list of names and their
Okay.
families, and you can go and talk to them. I think right now there's only 3 children who are like missing. As in haven't been
Okay.
seen for a couple days. And I'm not deeply involved with that community, but to my understanding, they are all friends.
That's good to hear. That narrows the possibilities down.
Yeah, that should mean hopefully they'll be with each other. Make this easier.
Yes. Very well. I'll write down the names of some families and get pointed in the
Okay.
direction.
So they're all families that exist on the very periphery of the camp, the part that goes deepest towards the wood.
Okay. Well, it looks like I would assume they just went into the woods. maybe got lost.
I could look for see if there's any tracks. Venny taught me how to find tracks of two-legged most creatures.
That would be very helpful.
Okay, so you guys head off towards that section of the camp.
Yeah.
Okay, how are you going about looking for tracks?
Well, first we should probably talk to the people community and find out what area they were in, and then once we have an area to start from, I will look around for signs of play. What do we know? What race these the lost kids are?
Yeah, they're all Gerbine.
Okay.
Okay, so that's really hard to find, but tiny paw prints would be the obvious thing to look for. So yeah, basically he'll look for signs of disturbed bushes and things like that. But if we could talk to the people and get an idea first, because that would just make sense. If someone else wants to make a social test.
So she gives you the name Theodoga as the mother of one of the Gerbine, and probably the best one to talk to.
Okay.
So you guys head over to see her. She lives in. I don't know how to describe it. It's not even really a tent, right? It's like four sticks that have been planted into the ground with like a tarp strung across it, and then underneath that tarp, you can tell she's done the best to make as much of a home as possible. There's little like piles of dirt and cushions where Gerbine can sleep. She's got a cauldron over a wood fireplace in the middle of the tarp where she's currently cooking something. There's a lot of small Gerbine kind of running and playing around, jumping everywhere. Gerbines tend to have large families, so that's not uncommon. But there's not a lot in terms of material possessions.
I watch where I step very carefully.
So, by the way, before we start getting too much into it, should we set our goals and so on for the session, or?
Yes, that is an excellent point, Peter. Yeah, set your goals for the session.
Find what happened to the children.
Let me change up the music.
So, Ian, you know how this works, right?
I assume you just pick something and try to get it done, and you get bonuses if you get it done, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, like
That's the gist of it.
you said what you want to accomplish this session. If you do, you get, I think, a persona point. No, yeah, persona point.
And if you fail but you work towards it, you get a fate point.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we have because Pipsqueak took find the children.
It's fine if there's overlap. Okay. If that's what you do, is you pick what you feel appeals most to your character to get done. Pipsqueak is a very communal orientated Gerbine, so it makes sense that he would want to find the kids.
Yeah.
Like who is Spiky? What does Spiky want? What does he gravitate towards?
I mean, in this scenario, he would definitely want to save the kids because it's going to remind him of his past, right? And he definitely has a soft spot for kids.
Okay, let's hone in on that. What do you mean by remind him of his past?
Well, because I mean, he grew up and then his village was raided. So lots of the children died at that time. And so
what about something that is not the same as Peter, but in line with that and more focused on, the Spiky element, which would maybe be more like save and preserve the community.
Or
that's fair. Yeah.
Find out who's responsible for the children going missing. Because maybe you're looking for someone being guilty.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, protect the community.
Yeah. And Mark?
Bucky, as usual, would like to prove himself useful to the real heroes, because considering that we have someone here who's new.
Okay.
So wouldn't that almost be your instinct? Ah, but sure.
Yeah, the instinct I have is like defense or run unless someone gets hurt or fire is involved. In which case, berserk.
Okay, so we have our goals.
Perfect.
So we go and meet with Theodoga.
Well, aren't you the fancy type? What can I do for you? What brings you out here to the slums?
Hi, we've talked with Claire and Steven, and they said that we have some problem that needs helping with.
She just kind of like looks around at the state that they're living in and, like the near impoverished levels that they're forced to subsist in, and just kind of like looks back to you and goes, and which problem would that be?
We heard that one of your children has gone missing.
Yeah, Nethies. Haven't seen him in a couple days. But he's always been the kind to wander off. He likes to keep to himself, likes to spend time out in nature. He's one of those types.
I can appreciate that.
Well, we heard that he and his friends have gone missing. So, have you seen them together? Like about what was it, 3 days ago? Were they?
Oh, you're talking about Thony and Mond. Yeah, those three are inseparable. Never go one place without the other. I'll tell you, I don't know where they are right now. I'm sure they'll show back up, dressed in mud and leaves and all that sordid detritus. But you find one, you'll find the other. I guarantee you that. Why are you taking an interest?
Well, because from what we've been hearing, that the refugee caravan will be starting up soon, and we wouldn't want children to be missing before.
Well, we're moving out.
Uh, yes, that's what the Alderheart Council has decided would be the best course of action here.
She stops stirring her cauldron and kind of rubs her hands on her apron. Oh, well, if the Alderheart Council has decreed it, then let it be so.
Well, I'm also not that. Well, yeah, I think I agree with you, but they're sort of our hosts here, and well, I think they'll be saying some help to go along with.
They just want us out of the way.
Uh, well, probably. I'm sorry.
Nothing for you to apologize about. It's just the way of the world.
Yeah. So, would you say that your child like to wander in the forest, perhaps, or where do they like playing?
I like to climb trees, like to go into barrows, like to ford streams, all that wild stuff. Me, I never really took to that. I like a good hearth and four walls around me.
Okay, so we'll probably have to look for them in the forest. Is what I'm hearing here.
Sounds good.
Well, thank you for your time, and sorry again.
Uh,
Huh?
really quickly, is there any old clothes that have not been dirtier clothes that your son has? I could take a quick look at. This might give me an idea of where he is.
She kind of squints her eyes and looks at you, like
I'm a hunter and
sizing you
trapper.
up.
He's an adventurer.
Well, you've got them horns. That's supposed to be something special for your people, isn't it?
That's what I'm told. My name's Bucky, son of the hero Venny.
You're not a pervert, are you, Bucky?
Oh no, that would be weird.
Well, we don't have much in the way of spare clothes around here, but That's his sleeping quarters over there. That little pile
Any
of rags.
any kind of herb he brought in or anything like that?
No, no herbs.
So yeah, I'm just checking to see if there's anything that might indicate where a particular plant or anything like that.
I mean, you can go check out his sleeping quarters.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
big.
his
No,
little pile of rags.
yeah, there's really not much there. So just if there's any kind of particular plant deritus or anything like that, then if not, oh well. I'm just trying to think of the last time my character tried to acquire herbs. It didn't go too well.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell from his little sleeping pile that like he's been in the forest a lot. There's a lot of like dirt and grass rubbings.
Okay, but nothing like yes, this nightshade only grows on the.
On the south side of the leeward facing mountain, three
I just
paces from here.
yeah,
No,
I was just
nothing
looking for
like
sort
that.
of a better narrative descriptor of where to start than the forest.
Yeah.
Well, you probably get some lead, and then while you'll be doing some role in the forest, you can say, "Aha! I followed this lead, and I found where this nightshade's growing." Uh, Um, Spiky, do
Okay.
you have anything you want to follow up here?
Yeah, just as Bucky's like poking around at that kind of stuff, Spiky just uses his engineering and construction knowledge and just kind of helps prop the tent up a little better so it won't rain on like important parts of their house, and instead, is angled right so the rainwater will collect into a little bucket or something.
Okay, give me a roll. OB1.
Okay. So one dice or
No. You roll your skill, which is whatever your engineering is, which is
three?
3.
I
And
have carpentering
OB1.
at 3 too as well. Is that helpful or beneficial in any way? Or
No, you would pick one or the other.
okay, I'll pick engineering
Um,
then.
And if you had tools, you'd be able to add an extra die.
I do not have tools for this.
If people were able to help you, they could add dice as well.
Okay.
And OB1 means you need to get one success.
Okay.
So on your 3 dice, you need to get 1, 4, 5, or 6.
Hey, I'll give it. I will if he's doing this. Or actually, no, I'm busy, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
I'll help you with my poor wise. So get one extra die, and I get my check on that with pass or fail.
Okay.
You've seen a shack or two.
That's a 6. I got 1 6.
Okay, that's all you needed.
So that's a pass.
Yes. 4, 5,
one
and
pass.
6s are successes.
Perfect.
Okay, she takes in what you're doing. She initially kind of like puts her hands on her hips when you start meddling with what passes for her house. But then she sees you, like straighten it up and adjust the rainfall, and she says, "Oh, the helpful type. I like you. Sit down, have a bowl." And she grabs a little wooden bowl from next to her and spoons some of the stew out of her cauldron and passes it to you.
Spiky will sit down knowing that you never know where your next meal's coming from and eat up. He says, "Thank you very much. You're too kind."
Well, we got to look out for each other.
Yeah. It's a hard world out there, and if they're shipping us out soon, then we best look after everyone. We're all in the boat together.
Need to stick together.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay, what's your next step?
After I finish the bowl, we will head off into the forest.
Huzzah. Adventure ho!
Okay, so what are you guys doing exactly? Pitch it to me.
Well, we have sort of an idea of the areas directly around the camps, and we can probably tell where the kids are playing or have played. So if we can find a trail, I'll try and use either survival or survivalist or hunter or pathfinder, all of which are skills I have, and I don't know which does what, to try and find out where they are, or what they're if there's a trail.
I've got your character sheet up, so why don't you tell me what you were doing in the context of the fiction, and then I will tell you what skill you're using.
Bucky is looking for signs of disturbance that indicate in like the bush, things where kids were playing, maybe doing weird things like damming up the creek or fishing, and like if there's any three sets of tracks for small folk leading off into the forest. We know how many there are. We know what size their tracks would be. So if we find 3 going off for a fair distance, we'll have an idea of where they're going.
Okay, you are making an OB2 survivalist check.
Can I help him with my perception?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
So that means that you give him a die, but it ties you to the result. So if he fails and there are detrimental consequences, you experience them too.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got 3 survival, so I get 4 dice, correct?
Yeah. Do you have anything that could count as tools?
I don't believe so, but I rolled and I used the dice roller. Says 4, 4, 4, and 2, so 3 successes.
Okay, that's more than enough. So you managed to find a trail of 3 Gervine who are obviously playing together, frolicking around. They walk off into the woods. They encounter a stream. They frolic about in that for a little bit, and then they head off deeper into the woods. And as they do so, you see the plodding footsteps of a dire bear start to follow that trail.
Oh no! Those are only a dire bear could make marks like that.
Yeah.
Let's hurry.
These are at least 3 days old, but the good news is there's a lot of very easy ways they could have hidden from one. But this might explain why they haven't gotten back yet. I hope they're all right.
And then that trail continues further off into the forest.
Okay, let's go.
Yep.
We followed
Okay.
the trail.
Yeah, Spikey's gonna start rubbing like some mud on himself to start like covering his scent and to camouflage him a little bit even better, and start like quick walking down the trail.
Okay, as you guys follow this trail, you start to smell smoke.
I smell smoke! Obviously very worried by this.
Well, we didn't start this fire.
I Spikey immediately starts running towards the smell.
Okay, so you guys are just going to barrel on in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's either someone camping or it's a real problem.
Okay, so you guys just go full tilt, following this path. No attempts at stealth, no attempts at subterfuge, and
Yeah.
you break through.
Really quick, sorry. Can I call that my fearless trait? Because I have the fearless trait.
It's okay.
Or I don't know how traits work. I'm trying to learn.
You use it for a roll.
Okay.
So,
That's fair.
Positively or
yes,
negatively?
within the fiction, this would trigger that trait,
Okay.
but you need to apply it to a roll that you're making.
Okay. I'm still, as I say, I'm still learning that. Thank you.
Yeah. So you can use it to help your role. So like, oh, I'm running,
Yeah.
being fearless. You can also use it against yourself. It's like, oh, I'm trying to stealth, but I'm fearless, so I go through.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
so on.
Good to know. Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay.
Continue.
So you guys burst through the tree line, and you see a clearing that is not a natural clearing. It's been raised and wilted, and the grass is dead and burned, and the foliage that would have been in there has all been charred and burned away. And standing in the middle of it is a large fire elemental, and then on the other side of it there is a dire bear, standing between the fire elemental and 3 small Gerbean children.
Okay, well, at this point, Bucky is going to deliver his signature war cry. Did that go through?
No.
No.
I'm gonna say yes so that you don't do it again.
Yeah, it's too bad. I guess it is. I can't open it up in the other one.
Ah.
You could just do your best imitation yourself.
Thanks. I'll just link it in the profile and
Okay. The dire bear looks pretty beat up. It's got a lot of singe marks on its fur. Fur has been burnt away. It is not looking like it's having a very good time.
Well, so it sounds like we'll be having a conflict here. Who would like to take initiative?
Yeah, no. Spikey's immediately gonna plant himself behind the dire bear, between the children, the dire bear, and the fire elemental.
Yeah.
And
So
he's just like slams his staff down, almost Gandalfian
I
style.
think they're on the other side of the clearing. So that's where
this is
Okay,
where you
wait.
could say I invoke my fearless trait, and I
Yeah,
add it
and
to
you
the
can-
disposition roll.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna invoke Fearless, and I'm going to. I mean, I could invoke Defender as well, but I'm going to invoke Fearless, and I'm going to stand right in front of the 3 little Jarbine kids and be like, "I'm here," and yeah, make a big like stance out of how I'm just.
Okay, tell me very specifically where you were going and what you were doing. Because there is a clearing that is kind
Yeah.
of a circle where there are 2 people who are facing off. On the side closest to you, there's a fire elemental. Then
Okay.
across from it, there's a dire bear. And then
then
right behind the
behind-
dire bear are 3 Gerbine children.
Yeah, I'm gonna run around behind the dire bear, so I'm between the dire bear and the children and the fire
Okay,
elemental.
if you run to the children, the dire bear is going to attack you. And you will be in a conflict with the dire bear. Because the dire bear is in full protective mode right now. Like you can clearly see.
Okay, so he
that
is
it is-
clearly defending the children.
He's a
Yeah.
tall bear.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So then, okay, that changes things. If he's clearly defending the children,
Stay
Then-
away from my food.
well, I mean that was kind of my original thought. So
I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibility.
yeah,
But it
Well,
is clear that the dire bear is not attacking the Gerbians. It is trying
Yeah.
to stop the elemental from getting to them.
okay, then I'll change it. I'm gonna use Fearless to instead. I'm going to engage the fire elemental while still kind of moving towards the dire bear, so that once this fire elemental's down, Spikey's goal is to take out the dire bear next if need be. So he wants to stay close to the dire bear while still engaging the fire elemental, if that makes sense.
Okay. So you're getting in a conflict with the elemental first.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So you are going to be the leader for this conflict, which means you roll disposition. And I'm just looking up what that will be. I believe it is roll fighter add
Should we
health.
pause for this while we figure this out?
No, roll fighter add health.
So
That's what we're
2 dice for fighter, 3 dice for health, and then 1 dice because I used my fearless.
Yes.
Okay.
Woof.
And then how many to pass fail?
It's an opposed roll, so you roll against the fire elemental.
Okay.
Now, who else is participating in this conflict? What are the other 2 of you doing?
Oh, I'm rushing the fire elemental.
Okay, so you're in the conflict as well. Wow, I really whiffed that roll.
That's good because I didn't do too great either here. 4s and higher are passes?
Yes.
Okay. So I have 2 passes.
Oh no.
Okay, and then what's your health?
My health is 3. So wait, do I put this? Is this a fail or a pass? What is it, and where do I put it?
For disposition roll, it's neither.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I think what you're supposed to do is it's not roll health and tell me if this is correct. Roll health and fighter. It's roll fighter and add it to health.
Yeah. Is that not what you did?
I rolled
How many dice did you roll?
6 dice.
Yes,
Okay.
you did. Yeah, you did it the other way.
So you should roll again. Roll
Okay.
2 dice for your fighter, Roll
Okay.
1 dice for your trait. Are you getting any other bonuses?
Okay, wait. I have 2 dice for fighter, 1 dice for fearless.
Yeah.
So that's 3 dice. And then what would bonuses come from?
Tools or help. But I mean, you can help on disposition. So
yeah, no,
just
so 3 dice. Okay.
so 3 dice and then add it to your health.
Okay, so that's 1 success. And then that adds to my health.
Yeah.
So that's temporary though for this fight, right?
No, sorry, it doesn't add to your health. You add it to your health to determine your starting disposition.
Okay, so my starting disposition is 4.
Okay, so the way this game works is like, my understanding is that disposition is like both people sort of roll at the start, and it determines who is the advantage overall in the encounter at the start of the fight.
No,
So we're
disposition is basically your hit points
for the entire
Okay.
fight.
for the entire fight.
Okay.
So you start with 4, he starts with 5. Peter,
Okay.
what is your character doing?
Okay. What are our goals for this fight here?
Well, we're determining who is actually in the conflict.
Yeah.
Ian is, Mark is, are you?
I guess it would be the simplest if I was also part of it, because I don't have any skills that I could use to, like, say, sequester the children away to safety. So
Magic.
be part of this. Magic for everything. So I guess I'll be part of this to protect them.
Okay. So then your fight order is Spiky, Bucky, Pipsqueak. Or no, sorry, I don't determine that. Spiky has to go first. You can determine the order yourself.
Okay.
And I will lock in what his actions are.
Okay, what's the goal in the conflict here?
Done. So the goal of the fire elemental is to kill the bear.
Okay.
And your guys' goal, Ian, you said it because you're the one leading this conflict.
I'm assuming fire elementals are bad. I'm assuming
Yes.
you can't reason
Super
with
bad.
them. Okay. Kill the fire elemental.
Okay, then his goal automatically changes to kill you.
That makes sense. Yeah.
We have wanted to drive
So
it away.
I would like to point out that in this game, it is sometimes advantageous to say drive the fire elemental away.
Mm,
It's up to you though.
That's-
Bucky is perfectly happy going on a homicidal rage and killing a fire elemental. He hates fire. Everyone hates these things, unnatural fire.
okay. Here, wait. I gotta think of what Spiky would do here.
Let's see. The only way for the enemies
Yeah.
to have the goal of killing you is if your goal is to kill them.
Yeah. Okay. Then. Yeah. It would be to drive it away. I assume in this game we can kill it even if we drive it away. I don't know exactly how.
So what it is you set your goal, and then you accomplish your goal depending on the degree of success that you get. If you
Okay.
get a knockout, then you completely accomplish your goal. If you end up somewhere in the middle, you have to compromise, and you both sort of accomplish your goals.
Okay.
Maybe our goal
Can
would
we?
be to save the children, for example.
Yeah. Okay. Then saving the children would be a better goal. That makes more
that-
sense
yeah.
for the character.
If it kills the bear and saves the children, that's sad, but like,
Yeah.
that's life.
Yeah. No, exactly. Okay.
We can live with that.
So saving the children would be Spiky's goal. That makes more narrative sense for what he would be doing. I'm trying to get established how the setting works still, sorry.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. So its goal is still kill the bear.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Should we roll insight or lore or something to figure out what it will want to do? What to roll?
Oh, yeah,
Insight
to see what it's
would be
doing.
against a rational person, so it would be lore in this situation.
Well, we don't have Luna with us, so I don't think anyone has lore. So beginner's luck, I guess.
I don't have lore, no.
I have lore.
We have lore? Lore?
Bucky has
Oh,
lore.
wow.
God help us all. Let's see.
Oh, minute.
I'm just looking for something to add to. Yeah, I'm afraid I don't have an appropriate one. I'm just gonna have to roll 2
So
dice.
you're just gonna have to roll 2 dice and tell me how many you get.
Can I help him with my sharp eyes?
You can only use the trait on yourself, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a wise.
4 and a 5.
So 2 successes.
2 successes. The elemental is very aggressive.
So it'll probably be wanting to attack mostly.
And we're still using the rule set where feints are good against attacks, or
Yes, we are.
Okay, so it's rock, paper, scissors, feint, attack, defend.
A little bit. It's like feint beats an attack. What was it?
feint beats an attack.
So
There's maneuver as well.
Yeah, feint beats an attack.
Okay.
And it is destroyed by defend. That's the only rock, paper, scissors element of it. Defend
Okay.
beats feint beats attack. Maneuver
Okay.
is kind of like an independent thing where you try and gain advantage. Attack advances your goals by decreasing the disposition of the enemy, and defend reinforces your position by increasing your disposition if you are missing disposition.
Okay. Okay.
So, do you want to be doing triple feint in that thing, or feint, and something else?
Well, have you locked in his things yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay. I'm going to feint. I get +1 to feint with my staff, and
And
No.
+1 because you're a rogue.
+1 because I'm a rogue, so I get +2 to feinting.
Let me
So-
either defend or attack. That would probably be wise because my character is good at those two things and pretty much nothing else.
Well, who do you want to go second? Pipsqueak or Bucky?
Up to you guys.
Yes, I can go second.
No, it's up to you, team captain.
Oh, okay. Well, Pipsqueak can go second then. Pipsqueak. Okay, so do we want to go feint, defend, attack?
Probably should do feint, and then whatever Bucky wants.
Feint, attack.
Is
Go
feint
hard.
and-
I did that or defend.
Okay, well, what do you think, Bucky?
remind me what feint accumulates if we assume that he attacks 3 times. What is the advantage to feint?
Fainting will directly decrease its disposition. Fainting will disable it from attacking and then decrease its disposition by the margin of success.
Okay, if it's aggressive, then yeah, I think that seems reasonable.
So you're also feinting?
No, I'm going to attack just because Bucky is just better at that.
Okay, so feint, attack on our end. What does it?
Yeah.
Okay. It is doing all-out attack.
Okay.
So you guys enter the scene, and it just rages up. It ignites to a super intense molten heat. You can just feel like waves of heat blasting on your face as this thing lights up to an inferno, and it leaps forward to swipe at the bear.
Okay. Spiky.
So,
How
Spiky.
do you fight it? What with?
Spiky, seeing it leaping forward towards the bear, will take his opportunity to just slam it like an uppercut with his staff. Yeah, just catching it by surprise.
Well, see that would be an attack action.
Is that an okay? What?
So what you need to do is you need to think of something sneaky and underhanded.
Okay.
Like a trip, or if it actually has physical form.
Okay, yeah. Then I'll trip it. So he'll stick out his staff so that as it's swiping at the bear, it trips on it and falls forward or something.
Okay.
Does that make more sense?
Yep.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay. Now I'm starting to see difference here. So what do I roll for that?
It would be fighter.
So fighter plus my 1 dice for feint and plus my 1 dice for staff. So 5 dice. 4 dice.
And it gets nothing against you.
4 dice. Okay, perfect.
You can also use your traits against yourself to earn checks.
Don't.
I mean, I have defender and I'm defending these kids.
So you can use it to add another dice if you want. Or you can also use it against yourself.
Yeah, don't use negatives on fight tests unless you want like the ire of everyone, because that always
Okay.
is bad news.
I'm going to just not add anything yet because I still am getting used to the system. So I'm just going to roll the 4 dice here,
Okay.
and that will be 3 successes.
Okay. That is a devastating blow. So you run in.
So
It's a
really
big.
quick, sorry, that goes under 1 pass on the fighter.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
this is a
But
fight.
you only get 1 per conflict.
Yeah.
So you might
Okay.
want to wait until the end of the conflict to determine whether you use your pass or your fail. But I don't think this conflict is going to go another round.
No.
Okay. Okay. So okay.
So it's a big lumbering kind of like magma-ish elemental that's moving forward on stumpy legs. And as it bull rushes the bear, you just like dive across the clearing and slide in and then jab out with your staff and jam it right in its legs. And it just goes right down.
Yeah.
Okay. So now Pipsqueak fainting. So I'm thinking I'm going to use sorcery for this and maybe create a small cloud of rain to create fog around here to make it harder for anyone to see what's going on, and that will be the feint here.
Okay.
Okay. And so I'm using.
And if this kills, it's a perfect setup for getting away with the kids.
Yeah, so that's 3 for sorcery, 1 for my staff, and I will subtract 1 die because I'm a gutter rat, and this is in my place where I'm at. So I'm in the wilderness. To get a check, and that's 3 successes anyway.
Okay. You conjure up a fog to obscure the area and make it hard for it to see what's going on. But the fog actually has the effect of dousing the flames on it, and it dissipates and smolders until it is just a crumbling pile of coal.
No, I killed something.
And the elemental is destroyed. And you have saved the children
Huzzah.
with a
Yeah.
complete success.
Nice.
Oh man, I'm glad we figured out that it was gonna do the attacks. That made it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still slowly figuring out how to make the system work with us and so on and so on.
Yeah. Okay. What is the bear doing now that we've defeated the fire elemental?
The bear is still standing between you and the kids, and it is not backing down.
Is anyone here a druid?
No, but I'm animal wise.
I can speak with bugs, but this is a bear.
If only it was a bugbear.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I do anything with? I've got. Let's see. Animal husbandry. I have forest wise, animal wise, and a pretty decent nature score. Is there something I can do with that?
Animal husbandry would be the skill for taming and subduing animals.
And if you want to spell your persona, well, it depends on your racial keywords. What are they, Bucky? What are?
One of them is wild. Yeah, I've got wild and survive. So I could use wild. I think just sort of like naturally just sort of looks at the bear, and it sort of knows that I'm not going to be, like I'm a natural creature who's not going to like mess with these things, and I'm not a part of the fire elemental or anything. And yeah, I guess I'll have to use persona because otherwise I'll be rolling 2 dice, and I'd much rather not screw this up.
What's the?
Yeah, it is an OB3 check.
Ooh, okay. Does anyone want to give me a hand with this?
Let's see here. I don't know if I have anything to help you.
I will totally use persona to add to this. Does anyone have any rations they could use as a item to give me extra bonuses that way? Or
No. Yeah, no, I don't
So
got
as
anything.
as you approach the bear to try and like subdue it, it rears back on its hind legs and like raises its forearms in an aggressive posture and roars at you. And one of the little Gerbean children runs around to its leg and starts tugging on its fur and goes, "Misha, no, they're friends." And that Gerbean will help you.
Oh, awesome.
Aww.
Of course, that means if it fails, it suffers the consequences, which is horrific. But
Yes.
okay, so I'm rolling 2 dice for the base, and I'm adding my nature to that, so that's 6 dice. And then I've
Okay.
got +1 for the assistance, so 7 dice. Oh, and I'll add 1 for wild.
Oh, why are you adding one for wild?
I am adding 1 for wild because it is a that's a racial keyword. I'm sorry. I'm adding 1 for self-reliant. Or no, he's helping me, so he can't.
Tall. You're on its level. It can't.
Oh yeah, tall. There we go. He doesn't want to mess with me. I'm actually have a reasonable chance of uh, of taking this bear on if it comes to that. Like I'm huge.
Okay.
So I got a 6, a 6, and a 4. So I believe that is an OB3.
That is a success. That is OB3. Okay, the bear settles back down on the ground and kind of grunts and starts licking its wounds.
So after sort of the combination of just like staring at this thing, Bucky will basically just sort of calmly, sit down. Are you children okay?
Yeah, we're fine, but Misha's not.
Oh, what happened to Misha?
She fought the fire beast.
Oh. Well, if it's a calm diabetes, I think I can help, and I can try rolling my healer to fix it up a little bit.
How
Okay.
long? How long has Misha been your friend?
Oh, since we got here.
Okay, what's the beat?
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to maybe gather some herbs to soothe whatever has happened to Misha, so probably some ointment stuff with a healer.
I'm going to say it's a 3 because you're not used to treating bears.
Okay, I guess I'll use my gutter wrath against myself as well, because hey, this is my element. Let's see, that's 4 successes. Huzzah.
Okay. So you managed to put a couple salves on her burns. Initially, when you try and approach her, she just like grunts and growls at you. But once you like sort of calmly sneak by and put some soothing stuff on her, and she starts to feel the burns dissipating, she hunkers down and just sort of collapses in the ground and lets you go to work.
Good, Misha. There, that should help her.
That was very brave of you.
I know it's such a big dire bear.
Thank you for helping Misha.
You're welcome.
Misha says thank you too.
Yay.
You can understand the bear?
Yes.
Have you talked to anyone about this? You
I
might be.
tried talking to my mom, but she says it's just foolishness.
We know someone, a certain possum who you might need to want to talk to. You might be a druid.
Tintood's dead. Died during that pirate attack.
Oh, never mind then. Yeah, sorry. I'll see. You should talk to my friend Ower if he's around. He's a druid. I used to travel with one. Unfortunately, he died fighting some really bad people.
Oh, it sounds dangerous. I don't know if I want to be a druid.
Well, you don't have to fight if you don't want to, but you definitely should learn to see if you're a druid. When you're out with your friends and family going around, knowing how to about nature and being a part of it is very important. You can find food and you can lead your people away from danger.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that later. I'm just happy you're okay for now.
Okay. Spiky kind of looks around and he goes, I think we should get back to the main camp.
Yeah, I guess you children should check back with your parents every now and then, in case the refugees will be moving. We wouldn't want to leave you behind.
I wouldn't want to be left behind.
Yeah, no more leaving overnight. Go back home every night, okay?
But it's so crowded and dirty in the camp.
I know, it's hard, but we're working on making it better.
Soon we'll be going on a big trip.
Can you promise us that? Looking at all three of them.
Okay, they kind of put their hands behind their back and scrape the ground with their feet. That's all right. I promise.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess we can start dealing with the other problems.
Well,
Yeah, you saved the Jerbian kids.
I assume the bear scares the living heck out of people when it comes into camp, but...
The bear doesn't come into camp.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Okay.
And if I don't know where my friend is, but I actually have written friend ally Ower the Hedge Druid.
Yep.
An eccentric druid and an old friend of Venny, my character's father, and I will try and put him in touch and just sort of let him
During
know.
the player's turn, you can make a circles check to find him.
Cool.
Okay.
So, what do you want to deal with now?
The goat.
Goat? That would be such a conversational piece. Just trying to make peace between both sides.
Gotta. Okay. Do you want to go after the totem then?
Well, I'm fine with either, I guess. Lucky, what do you think? Lucky was quiet. Well, I guess we can go talk with the goat. See what it has to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, should we pause while we set up, or?
What do we need to set up?
Oh, I was asking.
I was just changing the music. Okay. So, the goat. There is a refugee camp from Meadowfen who is convinced that a refugee camp from Saltar's Port has stolen their goat. The two communities are no longer speaking to each other. They are next to each other in like the refugee camp area. And the situation has been getting tenser and tenser to the point where they have started erecting fences and barricades between themselves. There have been rumors of retaliatory violence between the two communities.
Oh dear.
Along with like vandalism, and of course, just like ill talk.
Fair.
Okay, which side of the argument do we want to start with?
Let's start with the side that
Lost the item?
That lost the item, yeah.
Okay.
Then we
Okay.
can find out what it
off
is.
Off to Meadowfen camp.
The head of Meadowfen camp is a Gallus named Laric.
Gallus? Okay, yeah.
Gallus is a chicken person.
Yeah. I have the little picture here, so I'm trying to follow along. I thought you said he's from Dallas, and is I'm like, well, we're not going to be able to talk to them.
So when you find him, he is tending to a small plot of radishes that he is trying to grow on the outskirts of Alderheart to not a lot of great success.
Hello.
Yeah, how can I help you?
Hi. We're here to help you settle the dispute about some goats.
You're here to get the goat back. Well, it's about goddamn time.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. So, could you tell us the story of what happened?
Story of what happened. We brought with us all of our supplies from Meadowfen, seeds, livestock. Brought them all in a convoy here to Alderheart. And third night we were here, goat went missing. Next day, look over there at the Saltar's port boys. What do we see? There's the goat.
Do you not brand your goats?
You don't brand goats.
That'd be cruel.
Brand cattle. Don't brand goats.
Okay. Spiky just kind of is like, okay, yeah.
Can we take a look at where the goat was taken?
Yeah, just go over into that settlement. You'll have to go in there when you get it back anyways.
No, I mean where the goat was taken from.
It's pen.
Just kind of gestures around at the dilapidated community that surrounds him.
So there's no
You
pen
can
or
see-
anything. It could have easily just wandered off on its own.
Well, I mean, like they're refugees who are traveling.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's a few structures up now, but like you said, this happened on the third night after they arrived. So there is a goat pen
Currently,
At
but there might not.
present day, but there might not have been one when they first arrived.
Okay, well I guess we'll have to go talk to them.
Okay.
Well, I guess we can go to Saltar's fort then.
Okay. Just give me a sec.
Then we take the gold and we split it in half. And
I
No,
mean,
stop. It's hers.
That's the first thing I thought of when I heard that quest. I'm going to cut this goat in half with a battle axe.
just coming back.
So the leader of the Saltar's port community is a Gallus named Anrock. Who is currently tending to a small plot of rutabaga that is not taking very well to the soil.
does anyone see something in common?
Well, they're both Gallus.
That's racist.
Speciesist?
It's objective that they are. Hi, are you Anrock?
I am.
Hi, we're here to settle the dispute about the goat.
Oh, the goddamn goat. Will they never shut up about the stupid goat? What is it now?
Well, we're here from the outside to try settling the dispute between the two of you so we can move on from the goat issue.
We can move on from the goat issue if they would just drop it already.
They seem to be under the impression that you took the goat.
Yeah, they seem to be under a lot of things.
Can you tell us your impression of the events? What happened?
What do you want me to do? Prove a negative? I was at home not stealing goats when I got up to not steal a goat. Then I went over and didn't steal a goat.
So you always had a goat with you?
What goat? I don't even have a goat.
So where is that goat? Is it missing or hasn't ever been here?
Look, we're from Saltair's Port. Okay, we're fishermen. We're farmers. We're not goat herders. I don't know where they got this idea that we stole a goat from.
I mean,
I don't have a goat. We don't have a goat. There's
we-
no goat here.
Do we see any goats around?
No, you don't see a goat.
And can you tell if he's lying because you're all roguey?
yeah.
Let me use.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
can I roll
insight.
perception to see?
It would be insight.
Insight. Oh, I'm garbage at insight.
I've got.
I'll try. Do you have higher insight,
I've
Pipsqueak?
got 3.
Okay, yeah. I can help you. Helping.
What do you help me with?
Can I help you with my own insight?
No, it has to be.
Or maybe my, streetwise or something?
Oh, if that's a skill, maybe.
I mean, it makes sense that the thief would know if the person is pulling an obvious con job.
Okay, so I'm going to tap my gutter rat because we are pretty much in a poor district here, and I'll add the streetwise, and I got 1 success. Is that enough?
I got 3.
Huh.
So that's a fail.
It seems like he's telling the truth.
For streetwise, 1 fail.
No, you didn't roll the dice, so you don't mark a pass or a fail.
Okay, so I don't mark it for that.
I mark it. Mark it.
I thought I was tied to his consequences.
You're tied to the negative consequences.
Okay.
So if there's a downside to what happens to the roll, you experience it as well.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay.
Can I use animal or Ken just to take a look around?
And I'm going to say that this negative roll makes you both angry.
Grr.
Fair.
Because you're getting a little fed up at how stupid this dispute is.
Those damn goats.
Okay. Well, if you never stole the goat, and they've lost a goat, so it just went missing, why did no one start a search party for this goat?
Because it's a goat.
Look, I don't know why they did what they did. I don't know if they even had the goat in the first place, or, what their appropriate response was to missing the goat. All I know is that after the goat, quote unquote, went missing, they started terrorizing my community. And now there are serious grievances that we have against them for what they have done to our property.
And what have they done to your property?
He gestures to one of the nearby shacks, which has red paint scrawled across it that reads "Thieves."
Oh my, that's not very nice. And what a waste of paint.
That's so accusatory.
I guess I could help clean it up and
Well, let's maybe go and find a goat for them first. Because, I mean, Rock is good at tracking. Maybe we can find that missing goat where it went and it'll be all done and over with.
okay, I'll give it a shot. I'll try and track.
Try to find a missing goat. How long ago has it gone missing?
Okay, what are you doing specifically?
Well, we know where the pen is, but
Well, you can try looking around this settlement. see
yeah,
where-
I think maybe the goat got loose and it's just wandering around and they haven't seen it. So Bucky is literally just looking around if there's any spots that if there happens to be a goat around at the edge of the town. Basically, he's tall. He can probably see most of the what's
Okay.
going on.
That is perception.
I'll add tall.
Okay. OB2.
Nope, afraid not. Just 1 success.
You do not see a goat lurking in the shadows.
Well, I don't see any goats around.
Darn. Well, if there's no goats in the woods and there's no goats here.
You're really good at finding things. Normally, I like to be very honest, but perhaps we could find a goat for them and clean up the damage. Then maybe one of you could convince them that it's just best if they dropped it. If we did that.
It's a good possibility. The issue is finding a goat is a little easier said than done. Trying to think.
There's a skill you can't you roll something like resources or circles to acquire a goat?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try and roll resources.
Okay. OB2.
OB2. Can I use larceny to boost that?
You gonna steal a goat?
You want to go steal a goat? You could do that instead.
You can't use like a skill to boost another skill thing.
Yeah.
Another ability?
Someone else can use a skill to help you. You would have to roll either resources or larceny. You could use a trait or a wise to boost your roll, or tools.
Okay. I do have. Well, I could use larceny, and I could use skullduggery as a wise to boost it, which would give me much more dice than just resources. But the issue is where am I stealing it from? Like, is there somewhere? Because we're right beside a city, so obviously they have stuff. So they probably won't notice.
You can find goats.
Yeah, they probably won't notice a goat missing.
Oh, they will completely notice.
I mean, this whole thing started because someone was goat missing.
Yeah, but
there's no one who owns livestock who would not notice an entire animal missing.
See,
but those are city people, not refugees. So my care for them is a lot less.
See, you go to Meadowfern, steal one of their goats, and then give it back to them, saying, "Hey, this is your missing goat," and then it wouldn't be alive because it is a missing goat from them.
Yeah, but they said they have no goats, and we've looked around and we currently see no goats.
Fern doesn't have any goats. Meadowfern, I mean, has a goat pen, so probably they still have some other goats.
Yeah, but then they'd notice that they're still down one goat. Now I'm going to steal a city goat because nobody brands their goats around here because they're dumb. You brand your goats.
Not when you have druids who can just erase the brand.
Well,
healers, pom pom.
Okay. So I'm going to use. Does anyone want to help me in this trickery?
Absolutely not.
That's fair.
Do you know what sort of color the goat is? So it sort of looks similar, and
you could ask what's his name to describe it, so that
I'll ask. What's his name? Meadowfern. Lark. I'll ask Lark to give me a description of the goat before I steal just a random goat.
Okay, he describes a goat for you.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to steal a goat that looks closest. So I get 5 dice for larceny, +1 for skullduggery, and nobody's helping me?
No, definitely not.
That's fair. What's the difficulty on this?
To steal a goat is 2. To steal a goat that looks like the description is 3.
Okay.
Bucky is absolutely convinced you are going to go buy one, which he thinks is really because good people don't steal.
1, 2. Oh shoot! That's going to be 2 successes. Darn.
Do you have any 6s?
I do have a 6.
You could spend a fate point to re-roll it.
I will, because I need 3 to steal it. I needed 2 to steal a goat, 3 to steal one that matches.
Yeah.
So I will spend a fate point and re-roll the 6, and that'll be another success. Okay.
So you come back with a goat that looks just like the description.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna come in and between the two, because you said they were borderline, they had a fence between the two of them, right?
Yeah, they've got fences and posts and stuff up.
Yeah, I'm gonna come walking in on the on the Saltar's side and like
Yep.
go through the fence from the Saltar side onto the Meadowfern side and be like, man, I just found this thing walking in the woods. If only you guys had worked together and looked for it, you would have found it pretty darn quickly. Like, you know, we're all refugees here, and I get that it's hard times, and I get that we're all struggling. But that's what we need to do is we need to struggle together instead of against each other. Because as soon as we are against each other, then that's exactly what those city folk want us to be. That's showing them that they're right. They're calling us garbage. They want us to leave. They want their city to be all pretty again. They say they don't need us, but we need to work together to show them we're better than that.
Do you want to make a persuader or an orator check?
I
If
have
you don't have- if you
garbage
don't-
stats, but
If you want to just like make this your thing, remember you can always use a persona to grossly inflate a roll if it's appropriate.
yeah, I'll do that then. I'll use a persuader and I'll use a persona. How do I use a persona?
So you use a persona to add your nature to the roll, and then you determine whether it is within your nature or without your nature. One of your racial keywords is diplomatic,
Yeah.
which means that this is within your nature. So you
Okay.
receive no penalties for doing this.
Okay, so I add 4 to my roll, so I get 6 dice for
Yeah.
persuader. Perfect.
I guess.
Do I use up one of my persuader points?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so that goes down.
I guess I'm gonna give you help with poor wise, so you get an extra die.
Perfect. Thank you.
The real goat is in our hearts.
This is an OB3.
OB3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Yes. Perfect. That's just made it. Ho. Okay. So that'll be a success on that. Okay.
Kind of look at each other and narrow their eyes and look at you. Then Lyric goes, well, I guess those city folk do look down on us.
They do.
Yeah. And Anrock goes, yeah, they think they're so much better than us just because they got flappy. Oh, no, these guys are both Galluses. Because they live in their big old tree. I forgot these people weren't humble folk. We've had so many of them tonight.
It all comes down to Flyers being evil.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we can look past this. I mean, the goat is back.
Exactly.
And I'll
As
go
I
help.
say, we need to work together. That's the only way we're all going to get through this.
Yeah.
You know, you talk a lot of sense, Hedge.
Kind of like nods to them.
All right. We'll put this behind us.
Thank you. That's very big of you both. Very noble.
I'm a big Gallus.
You both are. And we leave.
Do.
Well, that was so easy to solve.
There won't be any repercussions from that.
Yeah, Q forward like 2 days later, the town are just like whipping the piss out of them in the stocks for stealing his goat from the city.
Well, teaches them to brand their goats. They only did that, then it would be an issue.
Exactly.
Now we have goat laundering.
Okay, are we going after the idol?
Idol, yeah.
Okay. So they came from Ashbarrow, and they lost it along the path to Alderheart. Once they entered the periphery of the forest, near where it fades from the Sorched Grove. So it's lost somewhere in around there. And in order to get there, you will have to do a conflict journey.
Ooh. Okay.
So if you remember from the brief time that you played Mouse Guard before, Ian, not every conflict is a fight.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just a test of wills, or when there are two people who want different things to happen. So in this happenstance, the conflict is actually a journey,
Okay.
where it is the goal of the forest to get you lost.
That's fair. Okay.
And then one of you needs to be the captain for this conflict as well. Tell me your goal and roll your disposition.
So I think Bucky is the most outdoorsman person around.
Yep.
Yep. So what am I rolling?
Well,
What skill do you think is most appropriate towards navigating this journey?
I'm gonna guess Pathfinder. That's literally the skill for this. It's not great, but I can use it.
Okay. So roll that and add it to your will. My disposition is 6.
I'm looking for traits here. Can I use self-reliant, since no one is going to be helping me with this?
No, because you're captaining a team.
Okay.
maybe Yonk or something.
2 successes. That's good. So, and then my health, you said, or will? Which is it? Will?
Or, I think they're both 3, aren't they?
No, my health is 4. So my
Health.
health, so 6.
I said will, but if you can pitch it to me how health makes more sense, I would give it to you.
Well, we're going through the forest, and I'm trail breaking, and honestly, my character can very easily trail break for the rest of these guys, relying on his strength of body.
Okay, so when you say that you're pathfinding, you are more like path making.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I'll give that to you.
and I got an axe to get through troubles. Technically, I should have called that, but whatever. Yeah, so he's basically just hacking, macheting through where
So that puts you at what?
6v6.
6.
6 to 6. Okay,
So
so Bucky has to go first, then decide whether it will be Pipsqueak or Spiky, and I will lock in my actions.
and I guess
Okay.
our goal will be to find that idol.
So, is there a roll we make to figure out what the forest is going to do?
Survivalist.
That's 3 dice for me.
Good.
You're the captain, so it makes more sense for you to do it anyways.
Yeah.
1 success.
1 success, huh? At some point, the forest will defend.
Okay.
So I'm going to start.
What is our goal for the conflict?
Our goal is to find the idol, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Find the idol. Okay.
I'm not going to give you find the idol, but I can give you find where it was lost.
Okay, that's fair. Find the last known location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I can either start with. I'm really terrible at fainting, so I'm thinking I should either start with an attack or a defense. And there's.
Well,
What do you guys?
approach yourself with defense because
Yeah, we haven't lost anything yet, so don't start with defense. So start with an attack.
Okay, I'll start with an attack then.
We know it's going to defend at least once, which beats a feint. So maybe I'll defend.
maybe it should be attack, attack, defend.
Yeah, attack defend is a good strategy, I think.
Okay.
Is that it? Are you guys locked in?
Yeah.
I guess I'll be.
What's your order? Who's second?
I guess I can be the last with the defending. I can bolster us up some healing or something like that at the end.
Okay.
Okay. I picked feint, attack, defend.
So he just negates me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So roll.
So you head off into the woods, and you strike through what you think is the easiest, clearest path, but it ends up being a false lead, and it leads you into a gully from which there is no easy exit, and you're forced to completely retrace your steps and go back around. And you lose 2 disposition.
Okay.
Ouch.
Okay. Now Spiky. How are you attacking?
Okay.
Attack versus attack.
So I'm attacking. I just use fighter to attack, or
No,
You have to-
because this isn't a fight.
yeah, I was gonna say.
So what attack means is it's not necessarily an attack; it's advancing your goals.
Okay.
So you want to use a skill that helps you get through the woods.
I'm gonna use perception. Is that
You're
fair?
looking for another path to get us
Yeah,
out of the.
yeah, because I'm looking around, trying to find paths, clues, ways through the forest. Perception.
Yeah, sure. I'll give
Okay.
you that.
Okay.
So now this is attack versus attack. So we both roll, and then
Can I have anything that'll boost that? No. Actually, can I use sharp-eyed? I have sharp-eyed.
Yep.
Okay, so I will use that to boost it.
I got 2.
I got 0. How did I get 0?
Happens. So
Wow.
just mark it as a fail.
Yep. So that goes under.
If you have some wise, I think there's some way of like rerolling all the failed ones, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna link a document for you, Ian, because I just realized that you don't have access to it.
Okay.
I have it forever.
So you could use Deeper Understanding to reroll a single failed die on a test related to your wise. Or you could spend a persona point and reroll all failed dice on a test related to your wise. But I don't think
my
either of
wise.
these are related to your wises.
Yeah, no, neither of them are related. No, so I'm just gonna take. I'll take the fail on my perception.
Okay. So your disposition goes down by 2.
Ouch. Sorry, guys.
Okay, so we're at 2.
And lastly, we are defending.
Okay, well, you don't have to defend because you're at full disposition.
And you guys are defending as well, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's no point to me rolling.
Okay, so I will be using a healer to find us some roots or something like that to give us some more energy in this quest because we seem to be getting lost and it's a long trek rather than a short sprint. But
Finding roots and herbs and stuff isn't healer; it's survivalist.
Yeah, aren't you a cleric? Can't you just straight up heal us?
so a ritual, I guess, for the maybe some blessing then for restoration, I guess.
Okay, tell me what kind of blessing you're doing and who you're getting blessings from.
Let's see. Probably that will be from the servant one. Would that be? So we have perseverance. Where do I have that cheat sheet myself?
I got it here as well. Let me just flip it open.
And our goal for this conflict is to kill the forest. No, wait.
Death to the forest. The servant one is Kyarth, the Resolute.
Yeah, sure, we can do that. And I guess I will use Gatherad against myself because I'm out of my element. Need to be farming those checks.
Yeah, Mark and Ian, you guys really should be doing what Peter is doing and trying to find ways to use your traits against yourselves. There's never a
Okay.
good time to do it.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
know,
I
Mark,
didn't-
you said like it's kind of rude to do it in a conflict, but really, it's kind of not. It's
No,
part
that's
of the
fair.
game.
I didn't know what the bonus was for using them against or for myself.
You
It gives you more actions in the player's turn,
Oh,
and
okay.
you'll understand that when we get to the player's turn for this
Okay,
session.
okay.
Like-
So I'll start using those against myself.
if you use
That's
a
fine.
trait against yourself, then you lose 1 die from that conflict.
Okay,
If it's
but you gain a check if you succeed, or
No,
you gain a check
just-
either way.
either way.
Okay.
Also, if it's a versus check, you can give 2 dice to the opponent for 1, or if it's a tie on a conflict, you can give the victory to the opposing side.
Okay.
That gives you 2 checks.
Okay.
It's all in that document that I linked.
Yeah, yeah.
And you should maybe read that before next session.
Yeah, I will.
It's about gaming the system. So I rolled 2 successes. So our disposition is up to 4 out of 6.
Okay, and let's role play through the scene. So what are you doing?
So as we've been led astray so much that we've pretty much not gotten anywhere ahead, and I just like sit down with us, and before we start the next day, I just say a prayer to Kerith, for the forest, so spirit, and hope that this will be a moment for us to grow. And
Okay, as you say your prayer, the forest goes quiet, and you hear all the birds and animals sort of hush, and everything that's maybe more than 4 feet away from you just sort of fades out of view into a fuzzy nothingness, and then you see Kerith there before you. Yes, my child.
Hi, I just want a small blessing here. I don't need this whole intervention.
I take a personal interest in all who call before me.
Oh, thank you. We're just looking for, place where an idol of what was her name? Was Henwin that got lost?
It was Hanera, yeah.
Ah.
So you call on me to find the idol of another.
Well, it was more to bolster our strength as we're heading to what was seen last. So we're on a large trek. That's the deal.
You've made quite a name for yourself, Pipsqueak.
Oh, I'm honored. Thank you.
I will bless your journey. Good travels to you. And then she swishes her foxtail and disappears.
Oh, that was Crandon? Ah. Okay.
Can't play fast and loose with the gods.
I'm a cleric. I'm not playing fast and loose. I'm just doing my job.
Okay, but your disposition goes up by 2.
Yay.
Woo.
Okay, next round. I will lock in my actions.
Do we make an insight check or a survival check or something? Or...
Yeah.
Yep, you can make another survival check. And you do not have to go first this time, Bucky. So you guys can go in whatever order you choose.
Since we have a blessing, do you want to use your religion skill to figure out what the forest is going to hit us with?
Oh, please do.
I mean, if I can, sure. What would that be? Would that be a ritual roll then?
Yeah, that would be ritual.
Okay, time to divine something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
How do I put this? There is no path for you to take that doesn't drive you deep, deep into danger.
So it's not. So we don't have any kind of insight on attack, defense, feint.
No, because you guys went with the religious angle, and Pipsqueak has a whole thing going on with the gods right now.
Oh,
Stop poking the gods.
I'm a cleric. That's what I do. Literally summoning them every now and then. Okay, so
Oh, I don't know. I don't. Maybe tell me what you do for your ritual, and maybe that might shed some more insight.
what would be? So we know that Kran's involved here. So, treachery, hidden things. So maybe for that ritual, I'd start divining from some like patterns beneath rocks or something like that, just unearthing those and see the hidden patterns in all of this, seeing how the bugs scatter and so on.
But how are you? How are you praying? Like you're telling me mechanically what you're doing, but I'm more looking for the
Narratively.
thematic. Yeah, like the narrative of it. Because that depends on whether or not Kren is going to try and trick you or help you.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I know that I owe Kren something, some favors and what have you. I sort of know the nature of Kren, which is to, humble those that are, so high and mighty and so on. And it's a god of trickery. So if I know that she's involved, then I guess it'll be more of some sort of questioning about, okay, what is that you want me to do here? Because you know, well, I can't really ask to be tricked, really. So be kind of hard to sort of divine. So probably just some like set prayers of like, oh, guide us, Kren.
Kren, take the wheel.
Yeah, Kren, take the wheel. You obviously want us to go somewhere, so let's beat around the bush. Let's go towards where our fate leads us.
Yeah, no. So what you get is that you are in danger, and wherever you go, you're going to be deeper in danger.
Okay.
That's what you get from that.
Hmm. Well, we can't exit the conflict right now, can we?
No, you can't.
Yeah, so we're locked on this path. Okay, so I guess from that I can gather that it'll be rather aggressive, so I'll be attacking or fainting. And knowing Kran, that'll be more of a fainter. So probably we should be doing defend and feint.
Okay, well, I'll defend first if you want.
Sure.
Okay. I'll do a feint.
I guess I'll feint as well at the end.
Okay.
So now that Bucky has been warned of danger, he is going to be taking the lead, and he puts away his axe and just sort of pushes trees out of the way. So he's going to use Laborer for that, and he's going to use his shield in case something physically attacks him because he's kind of expecting an assault.
Okay. So I'm locked in. So if you guys want to tell me what order you're going in and what your actions are.
Bucky, Spiky, and me defend, feint, feint.
Bucky, Spiky, Pipsqueak. And sorry, you said defend, feint, feint.
Yep.
Okay. The forest is attacking, defending, attacking.
Okay.
Not the worst.
No, that's actually not a bad matchup for you guys. Okay, so first off, it is attack versus defend.
And that's a versus check, right?
That is a versus check.
So if someone wants,
And I got 2.
so if someone wants to give 2 dice to Tyler here, I think that's that 1 or 2 checks worth.
Let me check my sheet.
I thought I was starting, or
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep. You're starting.
If you grant me an additional die, it is one check.
I could give you a die.
Okay. That gamble paid off because it rolled a 2.
huzzah. So
Well
Bucky
done.
gets a check. Okay, how much did you roll, Bucky? Tyler, are you there?
Bucky.
Did we lost you? I guess we might have.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
I was just rolling.
sure.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Okay, so you go up by 2.
Okay, so we're
Woo.
6.
So we're back to 6-6.
Okay, next is feint versus defend, which means
It's like the forest
I
is
did-
attacking us.
I negate your feint, but I'm already at max, so I can't go up further.
Yeah.
So we can just move on.
Yep.
Okay, so now it's my feint versus attack.
Right? So you negate my attack. I do nothing. Roll your dice.
Okay. So I guess I'll maybe try doing a ritual. See that if there's something here that wants to trick us, then maybe trying to do some sort of counter hexing, sort of. Like, if there's some calamity that's out for us. I'm not sure whether that's Kren herself or something else, but just wanting to do those counter magics, I guess. And yeah, I guess I will use spellcaster against myself because magic's involved and hexes and what have you. You know that this is a bad way to go. Yeah. So I rolled 2 successes.
Okay. Set my disposition to 4.
Huzzah, weird.
So you set up your counter hexes, and it's great. It gives you like a boost in morale, which is what accounts for the increase or the decrease in my disposition. Because you guys, you just feel a bit more protected, a bit more sure of yourselves. But you, as the person casting them, realize that there is no magic that is actually being cast against you right now. There's nothing divine or arcane that is leading you astray. It is literally just the forest being tricky.
Okay. Okay, well, it's good to know that at least there's something malevolent messing with us. Okay, how should we approach the next bit of journey? I guess we should roll something to figure out what's going on.
So, do you have a skill that might be appropriate?
Your pathfinding was the best one so far.
Okay, well, we'll go with survival.
Yeah.
I'm locked in, so you guys can discuss freely.
Well, we'll roll survival to see if we can figure something out.
Okay.
I'm going to positively select nothing, because I've already used just about everything that's appropriate.
Well, roll it anyways.
Can you only use things once in a conflict?
You can only use a trait once per session.
Level
okay.
Is once per session. Level 2 is twice.
So I'm going to use a fate point, and I'm going to... What is it? You can re-roll... because I have forced wise, and I'm going to re-roll some of my fails.
You can re-roll one fail.
Okay.
You can reroll all of them with a persona. So what?
1 success.
Okay. You have entered an especially tricky area of the forest.
I sense feints in our future.
Also mark the deeper understanding, because that's what you get for the wisest for using that.
Deeper understanding?
Yeah, that's the DU under your wipe.
Oh, okay.
You have pass, fail, deeper understanding, and of course is the one where you reroll all the fails. Because you need to have all 4 of them checked in order to mark it as done. Oh, the system's so tricky. So many little things.
I don't know, and I don't care.
That are
Okay.
it's
I-
just wires that are hard to understand. Okay, I'm locked in. You guys?
So, okay, what do you think we should do? I can either defend or I can attack. Do not ask me to feint; it will not go well.
I will
guess-
faint.
Well, I guess then you should start with an attack. If it's going to be feint, then we should be also feinting. So feint. You probably
And I'll end with defend in case things go poorly, because attacking when the forest is being tricky seems like it's dumb.
okay.
That's
So
fair.
feint, defend. Okay. Oh, that sounds good.
Okay, you guys are locked in.
Yeah.
Okay, feints down the board.
Just triple feint.
Okay, so we're gonna be
Yeah.
Rolling versus each other.
yeah.
Okay. You can start with Spiky.
Okay, so Spiky's going to let's see here. Faint. So what do I use? I can use anything and I can still use the same skills again, right? Oh god.
Yes.
Why? You're a monster.
We still survive this one.
Okay, I have to roll good. So I can still use anything.
If we
So I'm
want,
still
Yeah, but whatever skill you feel is appropriate and you can justify, you're free to use.
Okay,
You
okay.
just have to make the argument for it.
Okay, I have to use my I get 2 dice from just that. And then
you can add your nature by spending a persona point if you want to wrap this up quickly before we die.
yeah, I might even do that. So I'm going to use perception again because I think that's my most logical stat for this. Then I'm going to spend a persona point, although I'm burning through them and I don't know how to get them back.
At the end of the session.
Okay. I'll use it to spend my nature because it's in my nature to be protective, and I'm worried. After seeing all this god stuff, I'm worried something weird's going on, and Spiky's getting a little bit scared.
Okay.
Is that okay? So I get 4 dice from that, so I'll have to re-roll some dice to do that. And then I'm going to actually do a -1 dice because I'm going to use stubborn against me.
Good. Get those checks.
Yep.
I'm going to use stubborn against me. So instead of using my sharp eyes and listening to you guys to help me with this, I'm going to be like, no, got this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to find a way out of here. So he's using stubborn against me. So I get 3 dice from there, 4 dice, 2 dice. So, okay. So I just have to re-roll 2 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I re-roll 2 dice. Nice. Okay, that'll be 6 successes.
Okay, that's a win by 1, so I go down to 3 disposition.
Perfect.
Aren't feints like both of them apply? Is that attack with?
Oh, right. They might be independent.
Yeah. It's probably just like attack versus attack, so we both sort of do this thing and it goes down.
Yeah, I think you are right, Peter.
Feint. If played against another feint, make a versus check. The margin of success is subtracted from the loser's disposition. So feint
Okay, it
versus
is a
feint
versus
is a versus.
check.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. So I go down by 1.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
then next we have another feint versus feint.
Yes, that's Pipsqueak has this one.
Okay. So I guess I'll use another ritual here to try divining where we should be going.
Okay, I showed you the last roll. I got to show you this one too.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, that's good.
All ones and twos.
There we go.
Oh, I have enough checks as is, so do something. So I got 4 successes. That drops it.
That's it. That's the end of the conflict.
Huzzah.
Huzzah!
No compromises.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys arrive at the area that was described to you as the last place where they had seen the idol, or like they had it when they were moving around, and they made camp. They put the idol in the center of their camp. They said their prayers to it. They went to bed. They got up the next day. They kept going. Um, Eventually, there was one point where they made camp. They set up the idol. They said their prayers. They went up to bed. They got up the next day. The idol was just gone. And they would have gone to look for it, but there were fire elementals that were coming from the scar. They had no choice but to just pack up their stuff and flee. So they kind of moved out of this location without ever finding what happened to the idol. And you can see the traces of camp, all around, because it wasn't that long ago, like a couple months. So it's faded, but it's a large group of people passing through. They leave a bit of a mark.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I guess we should start trying to figure out where this idol might have went. Bucky, what do you think? Which
I'll take a look, but it's not like I can track it.
I mean, can't you?
I guess I can roll observation.
Yep. Hit me up with an OB2.
Oh, great. I'll use self-reliant so they actually have a chance.
I'm not sure religion-wise would help here.
No, you're getting mucked about by the gods. Don't poke the bear. Or fox in this case.
Because we're looking for the idol doesn't mean religion.
Oh, there we go. 5 and a 6.
Yay.
Okay.
Woo!
So you can see that it was dragged to the center of where they made camp, because it's a pretty decently sized thing. It's maybe like 4 foot tall, 200 pounds. It was dragged to the center, and then you can see it was dragged out into the hills that sort of skirt the borderline between the fires and the forest.
Did they use this to protect themselves somehow?
Well, maybe someone took it from them afterwards? Or maybe someone was left behind and they took it with them?
I hope you don't run into any more fire creatures.
That would be bad.
Yes.
Bucky kind of like, sort of like unconsciously like looks down at his shield, which has got all these scorch marks on it. It's like half melted.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny you say that because you guys are very close to the scar now. And like you can see that sort of like wavy pattern in the air that happens when there's intense heat, like
Okay.
rising off in the distance. And there are things moving within your eye line, like down in the ash scar.
Oh boy.
Like nothing's coming at you right now, but you guys are by the scar. This is not a great place to be. This is not a place where people like to live.
Let's find this and get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess let's follow the trail.
Okay. So you guys head off into the hill lands, and you're able to follow the trail pretty easily for the first part, where it's in like ash and soot, and loose dirt. But once you actually get into like the highland area, where the ground starts to be a little more dense, a little more grassy, you can still notice like scuff marks and stuff, and like upturned tufts of grass here and there. But it gets harder and harder to track.
So, like, Bucky needs to roll something.
Yeah, I don't know. I already had to use one on a 3 dice on this.
Well, now that you have some trail to follow, maybe you can use, the tracker, because, hey, you got the trail. Track it.
Sure, I'll use pathfinding instead of observation.
I don't think pathfinding really applies to this situation.
Okay, shall I use observation again? Insight, hunter.
Observation or maybe even hunter, I would give you.
I'll take observation because we're not looking for. But what's the OB?
3.
Yeah, I fail.
Okay.
I'll take a negative on that as well because I
Well, I'm
literally
gonna give you. I'm gonna give you a fail forward. So you become tired because you're straining yourself to the limit, but you do manage to find the path, and you guys slowly creep up towards a small dale where, nestled inside, you see the glimmerings of a camp.
Oh.
And is it inhabited or abandoned?
Well, I mean, like you're seeing the fire through the trees. You're seeing a little bit of smoke rising over the tree line. You haven't actually gone close enough to determine that yet.
Maybe someone should. Maybe
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak up on it.
Okay.
Good idea, Bucky. I'll go do a little scouting reconnaissance.
I'm afraid they'll see me coming from a long ways away.
Yeah.
Give me an OB2.
On stealth.
Yes.
I am gonna use nimble to actually boost me here instead of hinder me, because I want. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna use Doesn't make sense to use that. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna use that against me later. I'll just roll as is. OB2.
Yeah.
That'll be 1 success.
Okay. That is unfortunately not enough. So as you try and stealthily approach through the camp, you step on a dry twig, and it lets off a loud snap. And you hear from inside the camp, "Who's that? Who goes there?"
Greetings, friend. Does that kind of move forward?
No friend of mine sneaks through the underbrush.
I'm unusually silent. I apologize. I just come in to say hello. It's weary traveling through these woods.
You best turn around, stranger.
Do I notice the idol anywhere around here? Looking.
Are you like going to the camp?
Yeah, like I'm now like I assume I'm within eyesight of him and
Okay,
me.
so it's a temporary camp that has been set up, and hang on, I just need to grab my book for a second.
Yeah, no worries.
You see about 12 humble folk
Okay.
circling around a campfire with various tents, and you do see the idol. It is on top of basically a pile of loot.
Bandits.
Yeah, and all 12 of them are heavily armed.
Okay. I'll kind of like start walking backwards. Okay, friend.
Whoa, hold up there, boy. You think you're just going to sneak in here and then sneak away? No. You come down to the fire. You come sit with us. Let's have a little chat.
Of course.
And two of the humble folk, a Gerbine and a Hedge, pull out bows and knock them with arrows and point them at you.
Of course, I'll come down and join your fire. I say a little bit loud, like just loud enough so I know the others heard me, but not loud enough to like draw suspicion, sort of thing. Okay. And then I'll come sit down and I'll pull out like does food technically count as gear? Or can I say I just pull out some food and start kind of like?
You can pull out food.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out a little bit of rations and start like trying to hand them around. Be like, hey.
They bring you down and sit you at the edge of the fire. And the Vulpin sits down across from you, and he takes your ration. He takes a little bite out of it. So, strange seeing you so far out. All on your own?
Well, you know, it's hard life out there right now for everybody. We're just trying to make it by.
Kind of looks you up and down. You don't look like the traveling sort. You don't look like a farmer or a refugee.
You're right. I'm not a farmer or a refugee. I'm a carpenter. I'm working on my skills, but I got lost on my way between towns.
Got lost a long ways.
I've never been very good at maps or anything like that. I have friends who were good, but who knows where they are now. It's a shame.
So tell me, friend, you worth anything to anybody?
Depends. Everybody's worth something to someone, right?
That's what I like to think. Now, who are you worth something to?
Now you see, I do have some good friends back at... Oh, what's the name of that town?
Alderheart?
Alderheart. I do have some good friends back at Alderheart.
Alderheart. Well connected.
Well, you know, sometimes you just are in the right place at the right time.
So, you look a little heavily burdened there, friend. Why don't we, relieve you of your burden?
All I got on me is my stick and some rations, and you're welcome to my rations.
Yeah? Your, coin purse there looks a little heavy. You sure it's not weighing you down?
Oh, this old thing? It's just for show, really.
Well, why don't you show it to me then?
Open it up and have some coins in it.
Okay. He reaches over and cups them and takes them.
And close it and put it back on my belt, eyeing them. Just
Okay.
sizing them up, sort of thing.
What are you guys doing, Peter and Mark?
Well, I think Spaggy told us to sit still here, so probably just twiddling our thumbs for a while.
Okay.
Spaggy, what should we be doing?
Well, it's basically we don't have a signal or anything, and he never arranged one.
Yeah, he didn't make any bird calls or anything going in, so...
Is there
I
any...
loudly said, "I'm joining you by the fire."
Yes, and we probably...
So we did hear that.
And in a definitely, I'm like not on purpose tone.
Okay, that's a different story then. Okay, in that case, Bucky will try and sneak ahead, and I'll just sort of... I don't know how if Pipsqueak is very good at stealth. Bucky's not great at it, but he's not totally unskilled. So he's going to try and sneak up to these bandits.
Pipsqueak doesn't have anything when it comes to stealth, but he's got the racial stuff that he could try tapping in. But you take the lead, Bucky.
Okay, Bucky, you want to sneak in?
Can I help him in any way? Because I assume they're coming for me at some time. So can I
You could try and be a distraction.
Yeah,
if you tell me how you're doing it.
Very talkative.
So yeah, I continue talking to him and like looking around to keep his like attentions on me, like as I'm looking at stuff and like kind of shifting my weight and moving. Like I'm always fidgeting, so he doesn't quite know what I'm gonna do next, sort of thing, to kind of keep their attention on me.
Okay, yeah, I'll count that as help.
Okay.
So, Bucky, what's your role? How much do you have?
It's an OB2.
You got this. You got a dice from me, remember?
Rolling. Oh God, yeah. Wow. 665.
There you go.
Okay, so you prowl to the edge of the little clearing, and you manage to see, the 12 Humblevote bandits patrolling around. There's 5 of them who are like walking a perimeter, looking at the edges. They're a bit on alert now. Now that they suspect someone might be out there.
Okay, so
The rest are huddled around the camp.
I have a plan. So this is Humblewood or small folk. What kind of small folk mostly is it?
It's a mix. There's hedges, there's gerbines, there's vulpins, there's mapaches.
So they've got like a wall set up or something like that.
Nope,
Like a house then.
it's a temporary camp.
Just a little campfire in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, they've got some like little lean-tos that they're obviously sleeping under, and a pile of loot. But it doesn't look like they've been here longer than a day or two, and it doesn't look like they intend to stay very long.
So my character's not the smartest guy, but he's going to figure out he's seen bandits before, and it looks like my character's being kind of held captive-ish.
Yeah, he's definitely being held captive.
Okay, he's going to basically push over one of the basically push over and completely smash one of the houses with a ridiculous brute show of brute strength in order to make these guys realize that picking a fight with us is a terrible fucking idea.
Okay, so you just run in and smash something?
Basically, yeah, in a way that would not be very easily doable. He's just going to sort of accidentally like go in there and smush it over and say,
Maybe topple a tree down.
yeah, either topple a tree down if there's one nearby, or one of the houses themselves.
Toppling a tree would be more impressive because, like I said, these guys are just sleeping in little like lean-tos. You sneeze on it, it falls over.
Yeah, okay, I'll dump one of the trees on him.
Okay. So you're gonna push over a tree. I think that would be a health check
How about labor?
or labor. Yeah.
I will use labor, and I will tag. What will I tag? Young for youthful strength. Actually, no, fiery. I never get to use fiery.
Okay. Roll it, and then the amount of successes you get will be the size of the tree that you topple.
Can I use an axe for a bonus die?
Yep, for tools. But it's going to be less impressive because now you're cutting a tree down instead of pushing a tree over.
I guess that makes more sense. So I'll just use sheer strength. That is 2. I'm going to use. Let's use Persona. I'll re-roll all the fails. That's 3 successes. Can I use a fate to re-roll again, or am I stuck with those?
Nope, you can do that. You can burn points until you have no more points to burn.
Okay, that is 6 successes, and I am down 2 fate points and a persona point.
Nice.
Okay, and in the meantime, before we describe this, what are you up to, Pipsqueak?
I don't think I have much I can help with here, really, to get into conflict. So I'll just, let Bucky take the lead.
Okay, so Spiky, you were sitting there, kind of like talking with the Vulpin, He's slowly taking your stuff away bit by bit by bit. Being really kind of like charming, coy about it, but robbing
yeah.
you
Oh, yeah.
nonetheless. Yeah. When you hear from the edge of the clearing just this great big and this huge old growth tree just gets lifted up by the roots out of the ground and heaved into the middle of the camp. And everyone just like scatters as this giant, like 40, 50-foot tree comes crashing down right in the middle of everything.
Spiky just like sits there, like knowing that it's gonna just miss him by a hair, but he's not even gonna blink. He's just like, yeah what?
Okay,
Like
and then
dead eye staring the Vulpin. As
suddenly this there's like a shadow of like this like hern like creature in like the forest in the distance, and then this friendly looking Sevron steps in, though a very big huge one, and says, Spiky, are you there? Hello.
Traveling alone, huh?
Well, alone is such a loose term.
Oh, he looks. Bucky looks at the guy and says, "Wow, thanks for taking such good care of my friends."
Oh, we'll be taking good care of both of you. And he reaches for his belt and pulls out a scimitar.
I look down at the tree. Are you sure that's very wise?
He looks at the tree, looks at you, goes, I'm sure you're very strong. But you also gave away your biggest advantage, which means I'm sure you're also very stupid. I think we'll be fine.
Can I?
And then he whistles, and everyone goes to arms.
Okay.
If you want to make a roll, you can make a roll.
Okay, I was gonna say, can I try and like steal something off of him really quick? Like something flashy?
You absolutely can.
Okay. So I'm gonna use larceny. And I'm gonna use nimble for me. So that'll be 6 dice. 2, 4, 6. Because I want to do this before he calls everyone to arms here quickly.
Okay.
Like what's the flashiest thing he's not physically holding?
He's got like a bright red silk sash around his waist.
Okay. And then I'm gonna use a persona point to reroll fails.
He still his belt buckle so his pants won't fall down.
And how many successes do I need to steal his pants? Or his sash?
His sash? You need 3.
Okay, I got 5. So I'm going to steal his sash. And before he calls everyone to arms, right after Bucky is like, or right after he goes, you're not very bright, I'm going to look at him holding his sash and I'll be like, but I am. And I have a feeling you're not going to fare very well at the end of the day.
That was a gift from me mother!
Well, the problem is I have a soft spot for mothers and a very, 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 very large hatred for bandits. So I will give this back to you, but you're going to do a lot of things for us.
If you want to try and talk him down, you're going to have to roll a social skill.
I have no social, so it's not going to work.
Well, don't you have Persuade and Manipulator?
I have Persuader.
Don't you have Streetwise? Does that have a component of? I mean, these are bandits. You should be able to.
I mean, it's still not. It's still only at a 2, so I'm not rolling very high here. I can try and talk him down, but I don't really want to talk him down in character. Is the truth?
You can always.
Let's just start a fight then. Let's just.
Yeah. We'll go to fight.
Well, you can always roll it.
Okay.
So you get the fails.
I was actually kind of hoping to start a fight with Labor.
I am going to roll 2 less die for my disposition because of your whole stunt with the tree.
Who wants to take lead on this fight? Could be Bucky or Spiky.
Either or. If you want to take it, Bucky, you can. Otherwise, I can take it.
I'll let you do it with. I think you've got some nice opportunity to have set some stuff up.
Yeah, I guess our goal could be just to steal the idol and get away.
My disposition is 9.
Ooh.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Yikes! And you rolled 2 less. Yeesh.
Yep.
Dang. Well, there's a lot of them. What do we use for disposition? It's health plus fighter. What's your fighter? Bucky, what's your fighter?
My fighter is like 3.
Okay, yeah, you're rolling better than I am. So, and your health is 4. So you should take lead on
Okay,
it.
I'll take lead on this one then, which makes sense. So is there anything I want to check left here? Yeah, I think I'm going to go with my other trait in young. This is a really young, stupid thing to do. So I think that actually I don't want to take a negative on a disposition check. That's cruising for bruising.
Yeah.
So
Take a
health
negative on your
4, 3 dice in fighter, so 7.
So that's how much you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 3 dice plus 4. Duh.
Yeah.
So.
3 successes.
Nice. So that's 7. So 7 to 9. Okay, we're in this.
Okay. What's the bandit's goal?
The bandit's goal is to get back their sash.
I think our goal should be to escape with the everyone and the idol.
Oh, well, that might. I guess you're team captain, so you can pick the goal. But
I mean, if you really want to kill these guys,
I'm not kill them, but beat them bloody, like make them sorry, sort of thing.
oh, so you want to sort of cow the bandits as the goal.
Yeah.
You already humiliated them by stealing the sash, so if our goal is to steal the idol and get away with the sash, and we roll pretty well, you'll get both of them, and that could be good enough.
Yeah, Spiky has a long history with bandits, and he's not a big fan of them. So it's one of the only times where he goes out of his, like, nice character, where he deliberately doesn't... He deliberately wants bad things to happen to bandits.
The last time we encountered bandits, didn't we lose someone? So didn't
Yep.
that was kind of a big thing.
Poor Tintooth. So it's up to you, Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky is not a huge fan of bandits. He the last ones he encountered were slavers who killed a friend of his. He was just getting the like, and then so yeah, it's I think beating these guys at the very least. He's not going to call kill them, but
Yeah.
So beat up the bandits.
Yeah, make them, like... Yeah, make them sorry, sort of thing.
I
Beat them up
honestly,
pretty good.
actually no, Bucky. I want to get out of here with everyone, and I want the damn idol.
Okay, so you're just gonna say out of here with the idol?
Run away with
Or should we just drive them off? Yeah, I guess.
Drive them off is probably a better statement, because then we get all of the loot rather than just the idol.
Yeah,
Because they
okay.
have a stack of loot there too.
Bucky's not vicious enough to kill, but I think driving them off at this point would be within the realms of possibility. He's not a huge fan of bandits, so yeah, okay, we'll go with that.
Okay. I guess I'll join the fight as well then, and we're all good.
So,
Okay, I'm locked in.
anyone want to make an insight test to figure out what these guys are doing?
I got 3 insight.
Go for it.
That's 3 successes.
They're going to start off by attacking.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna... Oh wait, no. Bucky starts. So, do you want to start off by attacking as well? Or do you want to start...
Like, we should be fainting because that trumps it. And even if you roll poorly, we're still ahead for the whole roll. So
Yeah, I can
I
always
guess
feint.
that's true.
yeah.
I'm
Okay.
not I'm not grading with fainting with my axe, but it's not the worst thing I could do.
Okay.
And
Well,
just choosing fate still disables their attack.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you should choose faint then.
So yeah, I'll choose faint, and I will. Unfortunately, I'm going to use. Yeah, I'll still use my axe, so -1. But what are you going to do? And I'll roll fight.
Spiky.
Hold up. I'll faint as well. I want these guys. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably will defend at the end just to make sure that
That's a smart choice.
we're locked in. Faint, faint, faint.
Okay. They are attacking, fainting, attacking.
Okay.
So to start off with, we have feint versus attack. You disable their attack. Roll your feint.
Oh, hang on, I have to reroll. I forgot there's -1. Nope.
What do you mean no?
No successes.
Okay. So no successes on your end, no successes on their end.
Okay.
Okay.
Fainty faint.
Describe what you're doing. Describe what you're trying to do.
So he's swinging his axe around, but he's just sort of getting into the. Everyone is just sort of dancing, or he's successfully predicted the bandits are attacking, and he's moving to avoid them very effectively, but he doesn't have any reach with his axe, so it's just not very effective.
Okay. And then we move into feint versus feint.
Okay.
I got 3.
Okay. I'm gonna use. Can I use larceny for my feint, and I'll describe how I'm doing it.
If you can justify it well enough.
Okay. So there's a big pile of treasure there, right? And they've started this brawl now, and Bucky and I assume their leader are kind of going at it, and the others are making their moves. Spiky just kind of stands up from where he was sitting at the fire, does a little bit of a stretch, and just starts walking over to their loot and just making a big show of it. He's putting it into his pockets. Very like.
So you're pulling focus away from the fight.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'll give that to you.
Okay. So I'm gonna use larceny, and then because I'm gonna use defender against me, because I'm not defending Bucky here.
Okay.
It's not. Yeah.
So take a check and roll 1 less die.
Okay. And you had 2 successes, you said? 3 successes. Okay. That will be 3. I can only reroll 6s with fate points?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Is there any way I can get... Actually, can I use my... How does wises work? Could I use my skullduggery?
Yes. You can use deeper understanding to reroll 1 fate. Reroll 1 die by using a fate point, or you can use, of course, to spend a persona point and reroll all the failed dice.
I'm going to use deeper understanding and 1 fate point. Deeper understanding. Use once. My skullduggery to reroll a fail. And can I do that again? Or
Not on the same dice.
Not on the same dice.
Can you use it, of course?
I don't really want to use it, of course. So I failed. Wait, no. Do you put the...
How many successes do you
I
have?
have 3 successes, so we're going to tie.
So it's a wash.
But I want to... Does that get marked under fail or pass on the wise, or fail or pass on the...
In this... For your wise, it gets marked on deeper understanding, which you already done.
Yeah.
For your skill, this combat is likely to go into multiple rounds.
Okay.
So wait until the end of combat, and then pick a roll that you made to mark off.
Okay. And but this does it count as a pass or a fail that would have marked off
For what?
for this tie?
I think it's either.
A tie? I think it would be a fail.
Okay, that's what I assumed as well. So I'll put a question mark there, and then I'll mark at the end of combat.
With wises, the pass or fail is when you're helping someone else, and then you get a bit of
No, that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about for his larceny skill,
Yeah.
which is the skill that he used to roll the
Early
dice.
cast
Yeah.
with the wisest. Also, since it's a versus test and you tied, you can get 2 checks by breaking the tie in their favor. So we'll take 1 damage and you get 2 checks for that.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I'll take 2 checks. Where do those checks go? Do they just anywhere?
Just count them.
They're just float around.
Okay. Okay, I'll take 2 checks to break it in their favor. So we take 1 point of damage.
Okay, it is now 6 to 9, and you are defending versus attacking.
Yeah. So since it's a versus, right? Then I'll give you the 2 dice for the 2 checks. For
Oh my God,
passionate.
Peter!
I don't want to curse people.
Peter, we're low on health here.
We only had 1.
Okay, I got 4 successes.
I'll use a healer for this to bolster ourselves as we're. Okay. Yeah. What is that? I got 1 success. So, how many did you get?
4.
4. So, we're down to 3 disposition then. That's their map.
Okay,
Okay. Next round.
Okay.
Let me go.
All right.
Inside.
I'm locked in.
I got 1
So, someone want to make a test to find out what they're doing?
1 success on insight.
They're gonna go for the throat.
So probably attacking. So we want to be fainting.
Yeah. I'll feint again. I'm really good at that. Actually, shoot. I missed that. I had 2 extra dice on that feint, but oh well. It's too late now.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, because we
no,
got a tie and you used
Yeah,
your
yeah,
break
yeah.
and-
Doesn't matter. Okay.
I
So
keep forgetting that.
so do we just want to do all out feint? Hope they're doing an all out attack.
I could
I mean-
defend on the last one. I'm a little bit better at.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's a good idea.
So feint, defend.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Who's up first?
I'm up first.
yeah, Spiky, then Pipsqueak, then Bucky.
Okay, they are feinting, attacking.
Okay.
So first one is feint versus feint.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue doing the same thing I was doing. I'm just going to keep distracting them. I'm going to look their leader dead in the eye while holding the scarf in one hand and shoveling loot into my pockets with the other hand. Just
You should
like,
blow your nose in it.
yeah, just like dead-eyeing him. Really trying to tick him off. 5, and I go.
I got 2.
Okay. Let's roll this first. Hold up. That will be 3. I can still use larceny again in the same turn though, right? Or my skullduggery again, right? To use deeper understanding on it again?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to use that. Fate point. Go down to 5.
And you're remembering your 2 bonus dice?
Yes, I did remember it this time. That'll be a new success, and I will use a fate point to reroll a 6, which will give me 4 successes. And you had 3, you said?
No, I had 2.
Oh, you had 2. Okay, so 4 successes. So I'll hit them for 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just
No,
like,
I mean, yes.
yeah.
Yes, that is how it works.
Yeah.
So first.
So it is 3 to 7.
And yeah, no, I'm just dead-eyeing their leader, like rubbing his scarf on my nose and shoveling loot in my pocket.
Okay, you can tell he is getting pissed, but he's like too busy with Bucky to like detach and go after you.
Yeah.
So he's like waving his scimitar around, he's darting back and forth with the servant, but every now and then he just like looks over you and he just
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so now it's up for me to do a feint versus their attack. So which means it has
Yep.
to.
Nice.
Okay, I'll spend my persona point to add my nature to this because we're doing a teamwork here, and I'm thinking about doing a large ritual to just bamboozle them and hopefully steal everything and just run away. So maybe summoning the darkness, maybe calling on this cran here because hey, we're humiliating someone that's so full of themselves, and yeah, just like call down the darkness, a little eclipse of the sun, maybe, so suddenly, disorient everybody as we steal this idol away and hopefully run away with most things intact.
Go for it.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, one more. That's 5. We need 2 more. What could I do here? Um, this be religion wise to reroll my fails here on this ritual? Would that work?
If you spend a persona
Yeah,
point,
I'll spend my persona point to properly channel these divinities. That's 2, 3 more. That's 8 successes. Yeah,
okay, that does it.
yeah,
Nice.
But you guys were reduced to
yeah.
3, which is half. So we need a major compromise.
So should we lose some valuable stuff from their stash as we're running away blind here?
I'm going to say that he gets his sash back, and that Spiky has to reduce his resources by 1 because he was robbed.
Okay. So I reduce my resources by 1.
Yeah.
And that's a
And
permanent thing, right? Or
Yes.
yeah. Okay. And
So you do a great big ritual. Let me just kill this music here.
does he get his sash back too?
Yes, he does.
Ah, that bastard.
The moon passes in front of the sun. Everything goes dark. You hear the scurrying of 1,000 feet all over. And then as things clear, you guys are on one side of the clearing with all of the loot. The bandits are on the other, looking very confused. But as you run away, he does reach out and grab his sash back. And he, marks you and says, "This isn't over, Hedge. I'll find you."
Oh, I'm hoping on it.
I mean, if they want to get their sash back as their goal and didn't accomplish that, so shouldn't we get something for that sash? Or like they couldn't get the whole thing?
Sorry, what do you
It's
mean?
like right now
They accomplished their goal and they took us down 1 resource.
yeah.
And we accomplished our goal.
The sash tears in half.
Okay.
Sounds fine.
Yeah.
So you have half of it, he has half of
It's a
it.
red sash, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we run away with the spoils.
Okay. You guys can return to Elderheart and do your player's turn.
Huzzah!
Huzzah. Spiky's gonna tie that like sash onto like one of his belt loops.
So, what was in the sash that was so valuable?
It was a gift from his mother.
Yeah.
It's just a sash.
I mean,
Yeah.
that could be just him lying about it. We don't know. That's why we're.
No, it was just like a scarf sash kind of thing. Like nothing.
Yeah. Spiky just took it to be a jerk, and then he wanted it back
Damn it, Spike.
because it was a gift from his mother.
To be a jerk makes it sound like
But, I mean, you guys still have all of the loot that you stole from them.
yeah.
I'm just interested whether there was some lead here that we, had something to follow up on. Just curious.
Spiky kind of looks at you as he's like, as we're bringing the loot towards Alderon. When is it?
Alderheart.
Alderheart. As we're bringing to Alderheart, and I'm like, I start like moving the piles into 3 piles of gold or loot, whatever it is, and like kind of pushes 1 pile to each you. Takes a pile and like starts stuffing it in my bags.
As an adventure tradition.
Bucky will, of course, just make sure that the probably give this to the refugees. But
Yeah,
So how many checks does everyone have?
I have.
Is it better to have? I have 4 checks.
That's good.
I count 2 from fails, 1 from the given die, and 1 from the negative trait.
Oh, you get checks from fails too as well. Sorry.
Do you? No.
No.
Okay, never mind. I get 2 then.
You only get them when you use the trait against yourself, whether it's in a check, whether it's in a contest, or whether it's a tiebreaker.
So I got 4 checks.
Okay.
And then, what's the difference between pass and fail for your skills? Is it better to have some fails in it, or better to have all passes?
In order to rank up a skill,
Yeah.
you need to have passes equal to your skill rank and fails equal to your skill rank minus 1.
Okay. Okay. So I will put that in my fail category then. There we go. And how do you reduce or how do you reduce your fails?
You would never want to.
I see what you mean.
You want to earn both passes and fails.
Yeah, but like if you need 1 less and you end up going over, how
Then
do you...
that's fine. You
That's
just
fine. Okay.
you have enough.
I see
yeah.
what you mean. It's a minimum of. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
I'm
Okay.
going to be basically redoing my character anyway, I'm presuming, because some skills have changed, and you said we're going to be doing a remake anyway. So
Yeah.
You can still have stuff you want to accomplish during the player's turn. It doesn't have to
that's definitely true. I want to see if I can get a hold of my druid friend to
be a child.
do that guy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I have 4 checks.
And everybody gets 1 for free.
Everybody
Yep.
5 checks.
Okay. So who would like to start?
You do,
I do. Okay.
Mr. Pile of Checks.
Huzzah. I'd like to get a pass on my insight, and I'm almost at leveling. So
Okay.
I guess hanging out with the refugees, figuring out whether those 2 people are the spokespeople are like good people, I suppose.
No, I got something better. You go to a gambling house to play cards to kind of understand people's reads and emotions. But since you really, fuck this music. But since you really want to just like do an easy kind of run of the mill thing, you sit down with a couple kids and you play Uno. And that's an OB1 test for you.
Yeah, that's a success. Yay. Uno, that.
Reverse card.
+2.
Huzzah.
You've activated my trap card.
Okay, who's next?
Maybe do me last because I still don't fully understand.
Well, it goes between people.
Okay.
And what you do is basically, for each check, you can do something.
Okay.
It can be a skill that you want to level up. You can either like work to get a pass for it or work to get a fail for it, whichever one you need. Or it
Okay.
can be something you just want to accomplish. Like if there's something that matters to your character that you want to have happen, then you can do that.
Okay. I will use one of my checks then to. I'm going to distribute that money that I pocketed. Half of it I'll distribute around the refugee camp, and then also while I'm distributing it, I'm gonna go around and using my engineering, I'm gonna help fix up a bunch of their buildings and settlements.
Okay.
So can
They're
that
pretty simple structures.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be an OB1 test for you.
Okay. That'll be 3 successes.
Okay, yeah. So you do a great job of fixing things up.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. I want to make
And
their homes a little bit better. Yeah.
as you're fixing up, as you're distributing money, and fixing up various settings, um, a Jerbine and a Mapach, both dressed in white robes, come up to you.
Greeting.
They go, you you must work with Pipsqueak.
Yes. I have worked with Pipsqueak.
Yes, we could tell by your charity. Our organization will keep a close eye on you. And then they walk away.
Spiky's a little, kind of shifty eye looking as they're walking away, like,
One of us. Not
that
us.
Pipsqueak guy wasn't bad, but I don't need anyone keeping a close eye on me. Okay.
Okay, who's next?
I'll give it a shot to that. Try and find the druid.
Okay, circles check. OB2.
Okay, I will tag extrovert.
Okay.
Three successes.
Okay. So as it happens, you're passing by the gates, and you notice him coming through on his way to Alderheart.
Okay. Ower. Oh, Ower. Hello there. It's been many moons.
What's he like? How do you want me to roleplay him?
He is an older druid, probably who's like one of the old scale adventurers, but like he's probably so like last generation that he's not super well known anymore. And of course he's a druid, so he's kind of have a good idea of keeping out of sight. So he should be like a very very kind of like older foresty druid. So
Yes, Bucky. It's been an age. How do you fare?
Oh, I've been helping out the refugees, and I've met a lot of great people.
Good, good. I always sensed you had great potential.
Yes, I wanted to been looking for you specifically. There was a young boy I met, speaking of great potential, who was talking with the dire bear.
Oh, that's interesting.
It defended him against a fire elemental.
You're saying this boy had the ability to command animals?
Well, this one in particular.
I should look into this. Where can I find him?
He's in the refugee camp. I'll take him to you right now.
Yes, please do.
Okay, so I will go and basically introduce them. So if he wants and the mother's okay with it, you can pick up some useful skills.
Okay. Add the mother as a contact to your character sheet.
Okay.
Who's next?
I have an idea. I guess this would be a good time to try boosting up my will, perhaps. So, what if I spend just like 5 checks going sort of like spiritual journey, maybe just like meditating somewhere, and just like, have that be enough for the race from 3 to 4? Because I need 3 passes, 2 fails for this, and instead of just doing the rolls, just play it out or something. Because those like.
What are you doing exactly?
I think that since he's a cleric, then maybe he'd sequester himself to meditate for a long while. Maybe go somewhere like on top of Alderheart and just be one of the nature sort of try to go looking for.
Okay, I'll make you a deal. You can spend the checks now and say that you're going to do a spiritual journey, and that will increase your will by 1. But we're going to incorporate the spiritual journey into next session.
So that's 5 of my checks. So I'm down to 1. You guys.
Can I do a similar thing to what Peter did? And spend 4 of my checks for 3 passes at stealth and 1 fail at stealth. And between stealth and skullduggery, I'm going to go around the city and just kind of make sure, because I stole that goat earlier. And while Spiky doesn't... What?
Bucky.
Sorry.
Bucky, you good there? There we go. While Spiky doesn't mind too much about stealing the goat, he does care about these refugees. So between stealth and skullduggery and kind of different stuff, I'm going to go around and just see, kind of get the vibe of what people are thinking about this stolen goat. If there's any uproar, if there's no uproar, it's fine. If there is a little bit, I'm going to throw like some random rumors here and there that, oh, I saw a goat, it just like wandered off, or oh, I saw it got eaten by a wild dire bear, or like just start throwing random rumors out there so that like it doesn't get pinned on these refugees.
Okay.
Mostly let that it got eaten, and like a few that like, oh, I saw so and so, that other villager, like inside of the
Sounds
city,
like a
only city
manipulator.
people. Yeah, but I'm using. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that to raise my manipulator then instead of raise stealth. But
I mean, you could try, I don't know, infiltrating something for like go so deep undercover to, I don't know, maybe infiltrate that secret society that's watching you, and now you just go in and be part of them, see what they are at. You're watching them. Who's watching the Watchmen?
yeah, maybe to use manipulator for that. Yeah, that makes a little more sense.
Okay. Yeah, you can spend 3 checks to raise your manipulator to spread a campaign of disinformation about the missing goat.
Okay. Do I still put the pass and fails in here, or do they get erased when you...
They get erased when you level up.
Okay. That's what I thought.
So what you do... Let me just see which his name was.
The Larek?
No, Brunhild.
Brunhild?
Yeah. Okay. Brunhild is a council member who's known to have magical beasts. So you spread a rumor that one of his beasts ate the goat.
Okay.
So that's the rumor that you spread.
Sounds good.
Okay, who's next? Who still got checks?
I think we all have 1 left, if I counted that correctly.
I think Bucky would have the most at the moment.
Yeah, go ahead, Bucky.
Or we'll just do the 2 of you and Bucky can jump in whenever he gets back.
Let's see.
Sorry about that. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would like to use my remaining 2 checks to practice some survivaling, if that's okay.
Okay.
So basically, he's going to... you've got the druid there, so he'll spend some time with his old friend, and he'll pick up some additional lore, because he's got to pick up now that we no longer have a druid in the party, and he's helping all these refugees out.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, just go ahead and spend them, I guess.
Yep. So I'll raise 2 pass checks for survival.
Okay, and last 2 checks.
I guess I just need 1 pass on circles to boost it up. So maybe I'll take that, loot we got from the bandits and just use that. Maybe talking with the leaders of the community, Claire and Steven, to purchase some things that the refugees might need, some medicine or some other, how to get supplies from Alderheart perhaps. Yeah, because they don't need money directly, just need stuff that money buys. So that's sort of the... I want to use that to get some friends with circles. How's that?
Okay. Yeah, that works for me.
Okay, so that boosts my circles to 4.
And last check, Ian.
I want to get my resources back that I lost because I lost one
Okay.
resource. So I'm gonna go around just doing odds and ends favors for people and just slowly building up. Like just taking very like minimal money from them, but like doing favors, but still getting some money and some coins. Almost, it seems like I'm just basically getting back the exact amount that I dished out to everyone. You
Yeah.
know, like wink, wink.
Okay. Yeah, you can take a pass on resources for that.
Okay.
Okay. And I think that's probably a good place to wrap the session.
Okay.
Because we're certainly not going to do another GM turn, player's turn.
Yeah.
So I was Tyler.
And Peter,
Ian?
And Mark.
and this is sponsored by Nobody, signing off.